Welcome, one and all, to
I'm excited.
Preferred Dimensions podcast. Preferred Dimension podcast, singular. You can tell it's a new name.
Drinking my coffee. I feel it like bubbling in my.
I don't even like when other people do that sound, let alone myself. All right. So today we're going to talk about things we think are overrated. Pieces of media that we think are overrated. And a little disclaimer, this doesn't mean they're bad.
No. Actually, I think I like most of the stuff that's on my list, but I feel like just so, like, people praise it so much that, like, people can't criticize it, and I hate that when people feel like they can't criticize
because
things.
Nothing's really, like, above criticism.
Yeah. I think every piece of media, even stuff that I think it's, like, perfect, I feel like you can criticize, and I think it needs to be like that. And there's a standard I like to have for media, and like if people think something's perfect or I think there's problems with it, there's just gonna be standard for it, and I wanted to go above that.
Yeah,
so that's what I think about.
Yeah, no, I think
overrated. It's not just about complaining about stuff.
Yeah,
which we're gonna be doing.
Yeah. In terms of like format, do you want us to kind of go back and forth? We'll each cover one and talk about why.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
we can do it.
Yeah. Before we get into that, though, we're doing a new little segment here where we talk about what we are currently digging this week or what we've been consuming.
Just currently, I just wanted to share some stuff that I like or think it's maybe overrated.
All right.
This latest game I played. You ever heard of Silent Hill?
Yeah. I never played any of the games, but I've heard of it. I've seen a shitty movie.
Oh yeah, yep. Similar. It's probably the second most popular survival horror. That type of game.
Yeah.
And it's great. It came out in 1999 by Konami. They made it in response to Resident Evil, the original one, which made survival horror really popular in the 90s. And it's fantastic. It's more psychological, so it's not the gameplay is really basic. It's not really that hard, but it's freaking scary for a game from the 90s that has really basic. The PlayStation graphics.
I think I might have played an arcade version of it. But
arcade, they have an arcade.
One of those shitty they do that with Resident Evil 2. I think
but Resident Evil,
those stupid ones you get the gun and yeah.
But
I know it's not the same thing.
Silent Hill is all about the atmosphere. You're in a town where it's just crazy things going on. You're just steeped in a huge fog. There's creatures running around, but it really messes with you. 1 second you're just in a regular hospital with nobody in it. And it just turns into a nightmare's version of it, and all the rooms are switched around. Just little things like that. They plays with the player, and also the soundtrack. Akira Yokoyama, I think that's his name. He's famous for doing the soundtracks for I think the first 4 Silent Hills, and he done something different I've never heard before. It's more just. It's not really a soundtrack. It's more just metallic sounds, just crazy sounds that just. It drives you insane. Let's just listen to it, and I think it was innovative for the time because it usually just got regular tunes, but this it really adds to the atmosphere, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm playing the second one on the PS2 now, and that's considered the greatest horror game of all time. So I'm looking forward to that.
Are you playing this for the first time or
the very first time? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You never played it.
It's hard. Actually, it's hard to get hands on because it was never ported to any other system, and if you want to get the game itself, I think it's $30. But if you want to get the case and everything, it's $70. It's it's really sought after. That's other survival horror games like Resident Evil. It's been it's only
it's been remastered and shit.
A lot.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and I want to play from the first 4 is considered the best, but after that got crappy, and then they make the movies. They just try to. It's just I haven't seen the movie, so
I've only seen one movie. It was like Silent Hill, I think Revelation or whatever. It had the guy played Ned Stark and the guy played Jon Snow both in it. It was pretty. It's literally shit. Like it's so terrible. I don't even remember like what happened. I know there was the Pyramid Head dude. Mm-hmm. It was really cool looking.
Oh yeah, he's famous for the second one. Like they put him in everything because he's so iconic.
Yeah, he's really cool looking.
Oh yeah,
but in the movie's so bad.
Yeah, I think if there was like any horror game that I don't know if you like playing horror games at all.
I've only played Until Dawn. I think it's probably the only game I played that was like considered horror.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends if you consider.
That's more like interactive movie.
Yeah, I've never played like survival horror, like Resident Evil or anything like that.
Because it's about like management of like your items and stuff. Because they give you limited stuff. Mm-hmm. You actually gotta fight, but that's more psychological. It just messes with you, and I think that's better than Until Dawn.
Yeah, Until Dawn was kind of disappointing to me. Like it was okay. It was a good game, but I was expecting a little bit more, I guess, out of it. You know, I wasn't really scared all the time. I think that was something I was kind of disengaged. I was more like, well, how can I do this to make sure all these annoying people die?
Oh yeah, kind of I think they're unlikable on purpose.
They really are. Like I was actually trying to play that game so I could kill mostly everybody.
Yeah, they're pretty annoying. I think, but I think that's just they're trying to like a callback on like tropey 80s.
Yeah, they definitely. Yeah,
and it's never really had a game like that before. I think.
It was cool the way they kind of incorporated a lot of the stereotypes from old horror movies into that movie, or into that game. I call it a movie, but you know, maybe it is a movie.
I mean, it blurs the line.
Yeah.
But
so Silent Hill is
the first one, and I heard the second one is the best of all time. I'm just starting to play it. The intro is great. I mean, and also the one thing is it's made by Japanese people in the 90s, early 2000s. The American voice actors are terrible, but I'm telling you, it adds to the atmosphere because it feels like nobody is a human being. Like everybody's acting so weird, but it's not really. They're just poorly translated to English. It's so great. It just adds to it to me.
That's funny.
Like if it had good voice acting, I don't think I would like it as much, actually, for that situation. But also, okay, go ahead. You want to say something?
I mean, what else were you gonna say there?
I've been watching BoJack Horseman.
Oh, you're finally watching that. Yeah.
Don't get too excited now.
Why?
Because I'm not loving it.
But how far are you?
I got to the part where he's trying to get with the girl with the glasses.
Diane. Oh, you're still season 1, right?
Yeah.
Oh, season 1 is okay, but like it really picks up after that.
That's what I've been hearing.
Like season 2, like season 1 is good. I'm not saying it's bad, but really when like that show gets good, it's like season 2 onward. So
it has its moments. It has its moments.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just some of the jokes just fall flat. I'm like, okay, I'm just naming like that's not funny, but that was funny. That was funny. That wasn't funny. But I like BoJack is probably the best part of the show so far.
It changes, trust me.
It really?
It really does. It really does change to where like you start to feel like, yeah, just keep with it.
And it just feels like a regular like satirical show.
Yeah, but
show business.
It really, trust me, like it's hard to describe like what changes, but they start to get so much deeper into like mental health and everything, and that's when the show gets really good.
It doesn't feel like a show like that at all.
I know it does not at first.
It just really feels like a goofy satirical show.
Yeah, trust me, it's not. Mm. It will but you gotta give it time.
I don't like the art style either.
It is bad.
Yeah, I think that's like the purpose of it, but I
feel the same way about like Rick and Morty. I hate looking at that show.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but I feel like that's just so weird that I don't know. It just because I like the show.
Yeah, I started watching that, by the way.
Did I like it? Yeah,
I only watched a couple episodes. It was like a couple weeks ago, but yeah, it's good. I do like I like the humor. It's a little bit like I said, the art style is kind of hard to.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
But the writing is really good. Yeah, I think it's funny.
I feel like that's a better version of BoJack so far. So far.
I'm just telling you, stick with BoJack. Trust me.
I am because I trust your opinion.
Yeah, it's something you gotta give it time though. It takes a while to get to like where it's gonna be, but when it gets there, it really is gonna hit home. I think probably season 2 onward is like, it's usually around the finales too, because that's when it gets like emotional, you know.
I can't believe this show's gonna get emotional.
I almost cried watching this show like several times. I swear to God, I'm not kidding. Because it's like you think it's about all these like animals and like show business, but trust me, like once it starts to actually tackle like like, because he's an alcoholic, right? You probably can tell that already, right?
Oh yeah.
Once it starts to tackle,
He has
like,
deep issues.
yeah, the mental health of, like, not only BoJack, but everybody around him, that's when the show really gets real. So
Did you like it at first, like, fully?
I kind of was like you, where I was like, I don't get why everybody loves it,
Yeah.
but there was something that always kind of brought me back to it, and I'm really glad I stuck with it, because it's one of my favorite shows.
It's like some of the jokes are so funny. When there's a flashback, like, oh, this is like an 80s song. He's like listening in the car, like so, oh, generic 80s song, and then goes to 90s.
Yeah.
Like some grungy song. Oh, it's the 90s grungy song
Yeah.
from Seattle. So it's like, it's satirical. Is take shots at like society. I always enjoy that.
Yeah.
But,
It continues to do that too, but it will get deeper into like the character drama. Trust me.
okay.
Yeah.
And Aaron Paul's in it. Like,
Yeah.
I had no idea. I looked it up. I'm like, wow, Aaron Paul.
Oh, you didn't recognize the voice?
No, he sounds different to me. I don't know why.
I mean, he's a lot more cheerful.
Yeah. He's not
But
saying.
he has such a unique voice that to me it was kind of like, oh, that's
Yeah, I just
Jesse.
I didn't realize that. I looked at he was one of the executive producers.
Yeah.
Along with Will Arnett.
Yeah, who's BoJack? Yeah.
Yeah, he's great in it. I always
Yeah.
his comedy. So
Yeah.
Arrested
both
Development.
Arrested Development. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish that show was what it used to be, but oh well.
That's all I want to talk about for now. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Anything of importance.
Yeah. I haven't really been doing much of like new music or anything. I've kind of been like, except for like what you've been challenging me to, where I mostly listen to just stuff I've always been listening to. But in terms of like TV shows, I'm also rewatching Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah.
But
you told me that.
oh man, dude, I'm on season 4 though. Like,
Already.
yeah. Well, it's like I've been watching, I don't know, like 2 or 3 weeks, and before I was employed, which now I am employed.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Mike.
But before that, I was just plowing through Breaking Bad again, and
I mean, it's easy too.
yeah, it is, and it's
such
hard
an easy watching.
It's so hard to stop. Like,
it's addictive.
So, but I'm on like the best season. I think season 4 right now. That's my favorite season. So that's currently where I'm at. I feel like that whole season, like they were in danger the whole time. Like it was.
Is that when they're trying to get Gus?
So yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you remember the season 3 finale was when they killed the guy, Gale, in order to like secure their spoilers.
Oh, who cares? Okay.
In order to like secure their own, like safety,
Mhm.
like because he couldn't kill them because it needed them. So that's where I'm at right now, like that season after, where like he wants to kill them but can't, and like they're trying to take a race against the clock. It's like, can they kill him first?
It's great. It's
It's so great. Yeah.
There's so much going on in the show, and they handle it so well.
Handle it so well. Yeah. So I'm loving that right now. I mean, I've seen it a couple times, but again, I love it so much. That's really all I've been doing. Without going to work every day.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't either.
5 a.m. every day. Oh.
Yeah.
Very glad we're doing this for y'all.
Yeah. Squeezing it into our busy schedules.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there too, because I think I've probably already talked enough about Breaking Bad in previous podcasts.
I mean, it's the best show ever. So
that's true. It is the best show ever. So, but yeah, that's what I've been doing. So now that that's out of the way, let's get to
overrated bull.
Overrated bull.
No, not bull.
Not all of it is bull. Yeah, like we
Some
said
of it
earlier.
is to me.
Some of it is. Some of it is shit. I feel like is just dumb.
Never mind. I can't agree with that.
Some of it on mine probably is dumb.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, I can't say it for everything.
But I actually think that most of it is at least adequate to me. But it's adequate, and it's not above that. So, do you want to go
some
first?
criticism that needs to be
needs to be there, or it shouldn't be ranked as highly as it is.
Okay.
So,
I mean, you might be disagreeing with me for the first one. I'm about to say.
What are you gonna say?
Why does everything need to be live action?
You mean like what? Disney movies?
Yes. The trend of making everything live action. Why?
Oh, I think it's a stupid trend.
Yes.
I don't even know if it's overrated though. Does anybody like it? Who likes it?
People going to the movie theaters all the time.
I go to see it. I went to go see, but we both went to see Lion King.
Yeah.
Obviously, because you hated it, so you saw it.
But also, they make video game movies. Why does everything feel like it needs to be validated through live action?
I don't get why.
It's like a higher form.
The video game one, I think, is the most baffling to me because it's had the least success.
I think it's getting better, I guess. I heard the Sonic movie is actually good. Well, okay for
The what movie?
the Sonic movie, Sonic the Hedgehog. I heard. Have you seen it?
It's got good ratings.
Yeah, I'm just in the Detective Pikachu.
I can't imagine it's good though. Like,
I'm just saying. Look, that like they're remaking stuff that it's already perfect to me. Like you say, the Lion King. I feel like they're trying to get so close to live action. I know it's not live action, but they're trying to get so close to photorealistic. I feel like it doesn't do it justice.
No, not at all.
I don't like. You can do more in animation, like in a story like that where you're messing with animals. Like you can't control animals in real life, but in like animation, you can do anything. So I feel like that is overrated. Why people feel like they need to make everything live action. They need to make. People are always talking about making an Uncharted movie.
They've been talking about that for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sick of hearing it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to watch an Uncharted movie. The Last of Us, I don't need it because it's fine.
Yeah.
Graphics are good enough where you can. It's almost photorealistic.
Well,
and
especially with those ones, they're basically movies already.
Yeah.
The story. So, like, what are you gonna do that's gonna enhance it? You know, that's the question.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you might as well just make new IPs, like completely different new things instead of retreading like past stuff.
That's just such a big problem with Hollywood is that they think it's safe for some reason to do those, and like so many of them end up even like flopping.
Yeah.
You know, or like I don't. Did Ghost in the Shell do well?
No, I don't think so.
Right. Well, so what? Why did they think that like pissing off the people that like it is gonna work? You know what I mean? And they keep doing that.
They don't know what they're doing.
No.
Like, they just see something that's they run out of ideas and they go to different countries. Like, oh, that's because it's one of the most popular mangas and animes. It's like, oh, let's just do that. Let's get a company to do it, and they don't know what they're doing, and then it flops because people hear bad reviews. Like you can see a review easily, and people don't go see it.
Yeah.
So exactly, thank you for bringing that up. Like, Ghost in the Shell live action.
I mean, it's something that just when you were mentioning it and mentioning video game movies, that's what I thought of. Because, like, yeah, it's like that one, and it kind of baffles me why people feel that they have to do stuff, you know, like that is already pretty highly regarded.
I feel like because people see like animation as like kid stuff still.
Yeah, that's a problem.
But
but the other stuff is getting remade. Like Lion King is getting remade as a kids movie still. It's not changing that.
Yeah.
No, it's photorealistic, but I say what you. Okay, I guess it's technically animation, but you know, like what I'm saying, like or the other Disney ones, like Beauty and the Beast or whatever, right? You know, why are they making these adaptations? Like, what are they adding to it?
Nothing, just more money.
Yeah.
And stop giving Disney so much money. I'm
feeling
Disney's gonna be on my list again.
But, the only movies I go see are like Marvel movies that are Disney properties. I saw Star Wars because I had to, right? I followed Star Wars like all 9 of those movies. So it's like I'm not gonna go see the last one. You know, I'm not gonna skip that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But it's just terrible. I feel bad for even paying what I paid for it. You know,
exactly.
Like, yeah.
And oh well, I'm gonna go to a different argument later. Well, I'm not gonna say that part, but I don't know. Just I'm more leaning towards animation nowadays. Stories like superhero movies. Like I want like something that they did with the Marvel universe. I want it animated.
You mean like
how they did all the movies,
like the shared universe?
Yeah,
that's cool.
I want them to do that, but I don't think they're gonna do that. You think? Because it makes too much money, like live action.
I feel like animated movies could make. I mean, like, because Spider-Verse did pretty well, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it did pretty well both commercially and critically.
Yeah.
You know, enough to make a sequel. So, but in terms of a shared universe, there, I don't know if that's really possible. But you know, I don't know. Like I think anything's possible. Like if you would have asked people probably 10 years ago if like the whole Marvel cinematic universe was possible, they'd be like, no, it's not going to happen. Like, it was the first, you know, it was revolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, who knows?
Yeah.
It's lucrative, right? Like, animation's lucrative. You get the audience, a lot of times they're more kid-friendly movies, right? So they end up making more money because they get kids and adults involved.
Yeah.
Right? That's why, like, people are so afraid to do R ratings, too, right? So, I think it's totally possible, you know, at some point.
I just wanted people to know that animation is not... it's not just for kids. It can be, like you said, R-rated movies. It could be mature stories, and you can feel like deeper emotions with animation, like you said with BoJack Horseman.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
just because it's not real people, it's still real stories. And real
totally.
emotions. It's coming from a real place.
Yeah.
And I like just because you make it like in live action doesn't mean it's better.
No. Yeah.
Or it should be done.
Yeah.
Like a story, like also Cowboy Bebop. They're always talking about since it came out, talking about live action. Like, it doesn't need it to me. It's fine. It's gonna look crappy because you can't do what you do in an animation.
Yeah.
Because it looks perfect to me. Like,
it does look really nice.
Yeah. So
yeah.
That's
I mean, you might be able to do a version of it, and it might be okay. Yeah. And it might, but you know,
people, like. Okay, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's kind of what I said earlier. Like, what are you doing to make it better? Mm-hmm. You know, what are you doing in this medium that's you couldn't do otherwise, right?
Yeah. So
I agree with you. Like, why do it? You know?
Yeah.
Why not just leave it as is? I want to make that
fully, yeah. You ever heard of Firefly?
Yeah.
You seen it?
I watched the first episode, I think.
Yeah, people compare that to Cowboy Bebop to Firefly a lot.
Yeah, I see why. Yeah.
So, I guess that could be like exactly. It could be something similar. Like Firefly could be the live action version.
It can be inspired. Yeah, you know.
So that's what.
Yeah.
It's like new ideas. Don't keep on retreading the same idea and making it worse.
Yeah, I guess we can talk like kind of some of the stuff. I guess it's like kind of old properties. Mm-hmm. You know, old IPs getting remakes in general, because it's not just live action remakes, but it's even just remakes and reboots. I think you don't have to make the same. Like, it doesn't prove anything to put like an old stamp from like an old show on a new one. Like, did you watch 24?
I watched some of it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I loved the old 24. Like with Jack and Bauer, that shit was awesome. They did a reboot where he was like in it, but it was like another new guy. It looks so stupid. I didn't even watch it. Because, like, it took away the whole 24-hour format, which is, like, the whole point of the show.
What's it called? 20, wait.
It's still called 24. It's like 24 Live Another Day or something. I don't know.
So 48 hours? 48?
They, like, I don't even think they stuck to 24. I don't know. It was stupid. But the point is, like, that's what I'm saying. It was so far removed from, like, what was. Mm-hmm. And, like, you took away the one thing that made that show kind of unique and interesting, and you kind of ruined it, you know? So
if they would have made it animated, no, I'm just joking.
Yeah, that should be really
do something new with it. Like, yeah, if you're not gonna make it like just like a new adaptation, don't try to be like the old original one, or just make something new.
Yeah, I'd say stick to new. So like, I would love to see more. Like, I'm always complaining there aren't enough new things out there, new ideas. I feel like so many people are complaining, and I don't know why it doesn't end up getting up the chain of like executives, because even like critics,
makes money.
Man,
it makes money.
Yeah.
People...
We gotta start not going to these things.
Yeah, but I want to... Well, I guess it's different for video games for me, but movies, I don't want sequels like that. I want new ideas.
Yeah.
Unless...
video game sequels are fine, I think, because for the most part, they tend to be better. Mm. Yeah. So... Okay.
It was more about live action, but you changed it. New ideas, but I like that.
But I think a lot of it...
that to my list.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that I think is related. Mm-hmm. That's why I brought it up. Yeah.
I'm just joking.
I hijacked his entry.
I know. Go ahead. You're...
Oh, yeah. Okay. My first one I want to talk about, which is probably the most controversial one that's going to be on this list. Like, I feel like people are going to hate me for saying this. And maybe even you will be like, why are you saying this?
Why are you saying that?
The most overrated fucking sci-fi movie of all time. Avatar.
Oh my goodness. I've never seen it.
You've never seen Avatar? You don't need to. You know why? Because you've already seen it. It's called Pocahontas.
I've seen that. I actually looked up list of like overrated movies, and that was always number one.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know people agreed with me.
I swear.
Dude, everybody I tell this to, they're like, it's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Never seen it, because I heard...
It's so... It's the most fucking average movie I've ever seen.
It's the highest grossing movie of all time.
Oh, I know. Why? Why people see this movie?
It's not animals, or whatever.
But okay, I want to talk about some of the things I hear that get, like, talked about this movie and talk about why it's so great.
James Cameron. Remember Titanic?
Oh, remember Titanic.
Remember?
The greatest movie ever made. It's not even that good. You know, in fairness, I haven't seen it since I was like 4 years old.
Be a fun episode.
But I didn't think Titanic was that good. All right, I didn't think. And Avatar is also it's okay.
What about Terminator?
Terminator's pretty good.
Okay, that's all I have right now. Oh no, Aliens, man. But anyways,
Aliens is pretty good. I'm not saying he's not made good movies. It's not the point.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Avatar is this movie that took so long to make too.
That technology though, it's innovative, man.
What was so? I just don't get it. Like nothing about it to me. Like the 3D didn't do anything for me. At times it looks terrible. It makes me nauseous. Like I actually saw it in theaters. I think with the 3D. I watched it on the outside of that too, just in the 2D on like my TV at home. It still looks alright. It's CGI puke. Is basically what it is, and everyone's like, "Oh, the special effects are revolutionary. I've never seen anything like this." And maybe at the time, some of the textures were a little bit better than most when they got up close on the Na'vi, the race of aliens. I know it. I know it.
Yeah.
I know it because everybody talks about it. So you don't can't escape it.
You don't like? Everybody talks about it.
Everybody talks about Avatar. Everyone talks about Avatar's always on a list of like great movies. And
are you serious?
Yes. I swear to God, if I pull up a list of probably the 100 greatest movies, I bet it's on there. It shouldn't be in the top 100. It shouldn't even be there. It should not be in that.
Is there any redeeming qualities other than how it looks?
It's okay. It's an okay movie.
But it's so
at the end of the day, it's really not horrible. I hate how people praise it and say it's great. It's not great. It's just not.
I'm sorry, I've never seen it. I can't talk about it.
But I'm
the only person in the world.
I don't know how you've never seen the movie.
I don't know. I guess I'm contrarian. Like I don't. Everybody likes something. I'm like.
Yeah, why are you like this?
Because obviously I made the right decision.
Well, yeah. Look, it's
You're making me cry, man.
No, why are you crying?
I'm tearing up. No, I just got something in my eye, man.
He's like in tears over here. Like what's? I've
noticed so your passion. Your passion. No, I'm not crying.
I was like, what's wrong with you?
Your passion is so beautiful. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's like, okay, and people talk about the things they talk about, like the special effects, right? So again, like
aged like what? Like
aged, pretty poorly. Maybe at the time it was pretty good, but if you look at it now, it's again like CGI puke. It's like it's too much. Like there's spoiler alert at the very end, the scary looking guy with the scar. Guess what? He ends up being kind of bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The Scarface
guy? Scarface guy.
Al Pacino?
Who looks like a mean dude, ends up being a bad guy.
Is it really that respected as like a great movie?
I think so.
Really?
People always talk about it. When they talk about best sci-fi movies, Avatar's always on there. Yeah. And that's the problem, because I like sci-fi movies, and I like good sci-fi movies, and that's not one of them.
I have no idea why I didn't go see it.
I don't either, but you know what? You didn't miss a lot. It really didn't. The 3D thing was such a fad, and it's like not even a thing anymore.
I hate 3D.
You know why? Because it looks stupid. It looks fucking dumb. If I wanted to see that, I'd get those. Like, no, they did 3D for so long too. That's what I don't understand. It's like not the first time they did it. We're Spy Kids.
Spy Kids 3D.
Spy Kids had a 3D. Why was Avatar so revolutionary? Spy Kids did the same thing.
Jaws 3D. It was in the 80s.
Right. Yeah. They've been doing 3D. That's what I don't understand. Why was it so revolutionary? They've been doing it for years.
I don't understand why it's. I don't get it either, because it was just like just another movie. I don't remember the promotion for it. I don't know how it became the highest.
Yeah, why it became
it'd be Star Wars, all the Marvel movies, right?
There was all this hype for it. I think because it took so long to make too, so it was like, well, this movie's like 10 years in the making.
Man, it just passed me. Like I remember hearing about it and just like, nope.
It was really so. I can't believe it took that long to. I wonder how long. Like, and you think with a movie where you had that much time, James Cameron, you would have put some thought into the story. You would have put some thought and depth into the characters.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking about, is their characters any good?
No, they're fucking terrible. The one guy's like a cripple. Like, the main guy, he can't walk, right? So he goes... The idea is that, like, I don't know if you know the premise, right?
No.
But they somehow are able to, like, put their consciousness into the body of one of the Na'vi people. Like, essentially like a clone, right?
The Smurfs, yeah.
Yeah, so they kind of just, like, take over... their body, and then they go and inhabit and they live amongst them or whatever, right? But it's just like, so he's crippled, the main guy, and he goes into the body. So I feel like there should be some drama about that. Like, and I don't feel anything for this guy. I don't care about him. Probably because the actor's terrible, Sam Worthington. You know, star of Clash of the Titans, another cinematic masterpiece.
Never seen that. I never heard of this guy.
Clash of the Titans is fucking terrible.
I'm wired. Let's go. You got any more?
So people talk about that. They talk about how imaginative the world is. This is what really gets me. This is the praise I've heard from people I know usually is who say it.
Looks so bland.
It's one world. It's one fictional planet with one race of, there's like maybe a couple races of creatures, right? Because there's these flying things. There's this like big old crawly thing and whatever. There's a tree of life. It's not.
I love this.
It's not enough. It's not enough to say this is an immersive world that I care about. Like literally, Star Wars can do all that, everything I just said, in literally like 5 minutes of showing some planet, and it's 10 times better. And I'm sure it's not realistic, but it's way more immersive, and that's my point. People will say, like, "Oh, is this such an imaginative world? This is so imaginative."
It looked like
it's literally like every alien thing I've ever seen.
It looked like a PS2 like low budget video game to me.
It really it feels that way.
Like a platformer.
Yeah, it's not that great. The visuals are not that great.
I heard I seen the spaceships that seem unimaginative as
well. They are
generic.
Everything is, the characters are. The dialogue is terrible. The script is probably the worst part too. Like, James Cameron is not a good writer. Did he write that? I don't know. Whoever wrote Avatar. Does he write? I don't know. I thought he just directs. I thought he writes and directs, but I don't know. I don't care. Whoever wrote that movie, whoever he was like, yeah, this writing is good. I have no problems here. I see no issues with this script. He passed it along. He directed it, right? So he okayed it. Why, James? Why did you okay this movie?
We need somebody, and we need an Avatar defender.
We do need an Avatar defender to make this fair. But, this isn't fair. This is the Preferred Dimension podcast. And if you hate me, you can fucking leave a comment, and I will delete it.
Don't delete it. Please.
No, I'll respond.
And I'll respond to, like, it was okay. Even though it was pretty good. Be, like, in between. It's pretty good. I like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That is a good Avatar.
That's what I thought you were about to say.
No, that's a great Avatar. No, that Avatar is...
You want the live action movie? See?
No.
See? That's
I've never seen that. I've never
live
seen
action. That's one of the worst movies ever.
I've heard it's one of the... I've never actually seen it, though.
Okay, let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
See? Live action.
We were talking about another bad Avatar. Or average Avatar, I should say. So, Avatar, 3 out of 5 stars.
3 out of 5? That's pretty good.
No, it's average. 3 out of 5 is average.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay to see a 3 out of 5 star movie at theaters. No, I'm talking about it because it's not that good.
Okay, all right.
And people say it's great. People say it's great. People even say it's good. It's adequate. It's adequate.
It's okay. Okay. Not bad. Adequate. Okay.
It's adequate.
Like my life.
Wasn't ready for that.
Good. Because you weren't ready for this.
Oh my lord.
No, I'm not going to hit you with the big one. I'm going to hit you with a big
I'm curious to what you think is
I'm going to hit you with...
one.
Oh, I got a couple.
Alright.
Okay, let's go back to... I'm going to change it up to video games or keep it in movies.
Whatever, man. Whatever you feel like you want to tackle right now.
Okay. CG sucks.
It does. I 100% agree with you, man.
Sucks. And you know what I want back?
What?
Practical effects.
Yes! Practical effects!
What happened to it?
I don't know. I guess, it's harder to make it...
Should we explain what practical effects are?
Sure. So practical effects would be, something that's, an actual live prop. So,
yes.
if you watch, I guess Star Wars is a good example because it has some great practical effects. And revolutionary.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were able to do space battles before they could render it in CGI, right?
It's a tangible feeling to it. Like, you touch it right now.
It looks real. That's the thing. Even if it, looks fake, you're like, oh, that's a puppet. It looks organic because it's being done by a human and it's produced in real life.
Yeah.
And the difference is just so amazing. You really can tell. Some CGI has gotten pretty good.
No,
Disney CGI, which has a lot of money.
Yeah, it's Thanos. Overrated. Not all of it's bad. but I prefer practical over digital.
100%. And I wish more movies were using it.
Yeah.
I 100% feel you on this one.
And especially horror movies. I cannot stand
CG.
modern horror movies because everything is CG. Okay. Are you a fan of Nightmare on Elm Street, the original?
It's good. The original's good. Yeah.
Okay, I love old school horror movies.
The effects in that are so great.
Yes, thank you. Okay, I watched the 2010 ones. It's so. I'm about to cry again. It's so bad. There's no personality to the new Freddy Krueger. He's just not scary at all. He's trying to.
I've heard that. Yeah.
It's so bad. There's no point of remaking it because it's much worse.
It's a classic.
They add nothing to the story. It's the exact same story. Maybe a little switch around how they get to the end, and everything's CG. And it takes me out of it so much.
Yeah.
Like they set it up the scene, and then you just see CG everywhere. And it's so dated because it's 10 years old now. It makes it even worse.
That's the other thing. Is that practical effects hold up so much longer. I think.
And I feel like I'm not sure if younger people are going to get the same effect from practical effects because I feel like it looks fake. It looks weird because you could tell it's made.
Yeah.
It's not. But CG for me, it feels even faker because I know it's.
Yeah, it looks something about they can't fake the motion of humans.
Yeah.
At all.
No, they don't. Yeah.
You know? I think it's really
it's the uncanny valley. You know.
Uncanny valley.
Uncanny valley.
I've heard the term.
Yeah, it's the term. It's robots, the androids, they make in real life. That they talk. It seems it's kind of
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the best example? Have you ever seen Twilight? The one the baby.
Oh yeah, I've seen the CGI baby.
CGI baby.
Oh, this is the ugliest thing ever. It's horrifying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Something off.
Yeah.
Now that would have been great for a horror movie because it's fucking
terrifying.
Terrible, but they don't use it like that.
Yeah.
But if they actually made a mask or something, well, not for that, but they used to make masks ever seen a scene on Hellraiser? That's a terrible movie, but that's better than most horror movies.
Yeah, but the effects are cool though, right?
Yes, man.
It's a good horror movie.
He's coming back to his body is from his blood, his organs, his skin is he's reanimating right in front of you, and it's the craziest shit you ever seen, and that doesn't happen at all anymore.
No.
And I miss that so much.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel like I need to do it, learn how to do it myself because nobody else does it.
I don't get why. I mean, it's expensive. I think
it's expensive. It's more time consuming.
Yeah.
And I don't think people want that.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, it's way better.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has. I guess it does have the appeal. It looks kind of off, but I feel like
it works sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. In transformations like that, a lot of old horror movies used to in Alien. I think the one scene where the head is talking is so great.
Yeah,
stuff that's practical effects that I think just look amazing to me. They did that before they could render stuff in CGI, and it looks way better than the CGI head would.
You know how he's talking about Star Wars, how they use actual models. They built models. You can tell. The average viewer is not going to know they actually made that.
Yeah.
It's done so well. As long as it's done well.
Done very
well.
But
with the prequels, they're just standing in rooms talking to you're not there. They're just talking to Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
Oh hey, I'm Jar Jar. You can tell.
You can really.
It's so
tell.
Flat.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a big problem with
I've been talking about this for years.
The prequels in general, though, you really see in that CGI is dated so poorly.
That's another thing.
Oh my god,
it's dated. It might look good, but it's not for longevity's sake. It's terrible.
Yeah, but the old ones still look pretty. They look about what they did back then. Even if they didn't look realistic, they still hold up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I bet even when people saw it in the 70s, they were well, this doesn't look realistic, but it's the best we've ever seen. And it still looks good, and I think it works in Star Wars because it's not supposed to be realistic. It's supposed to be fantastical,
yeah,
right? And I think that's
come to see that, yeah,
yeah. So stuff where they use practical effects is good,
Wait, what else I wanted to say? Oh, not Star Wars.
Have you watched the Dark Crystal on Netflix? The
No.
Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance. So Dark Crystal was a movie from the 80s about some elf.
I've heard of it.
Okay, so they made a new like rebooted show, which actually was pretty good. But most of the show is actually still using puppets because they were all like hand puppets, you know.
Yeah.
So they used a lot of practical effects in that, and it doesn't look realistic. You're not like, well, these creatures are real, but they're like completely fantastical creatures that are like, you know, they have some reference to human body, but they look like their own thing, and it works. You know they're puppets, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They actually blend CG and puppet and, you know, like practical effects together. I think like more stuff like that. If you're gonna do CG, I think like I watched behind the scenes and what they were saying was that CG should be used for everything you can't do. You know, anything you can't do in practical effects, you would do in CG. So, like, if more, like, studios and movies, projects just apply that principle, I think it'd be, like, 10 times better.
I need to know if people even know what we're talking about. Like, I feel like people don't even know what the
I think they do.
Anymore.
I think more people involved in, like, TV and film will definitely, like, know exactly what we're saying and probably even agree with us. I feel like a lot of people are tired of it. Especially, I've seen a lot of reviews, like, critics, where one of the big things they criticize is how much CG there is.
Yeah.
You know, because it ends up kind of wearing you out when you watch too much of it.
Now, CG can be good. Like, one of the first good examples is Terminator 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks dated, but it feels natural to me.
Yeah, you know what?
And also Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park is great.
See, I didn't even... They use particle effects and also, I mean...
Yeah, they use both.
Yeah, so, and it's done well.
Oh, yeah. Like the dinosaurs, a lot of them, like the T-Rex is, I think it's CG, but it's also like these animatronics.
Yeah,
like giant robots.
Like you said, when they can't do it, they use CG.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like we have so much technology to our disposal, our creativity is lost. In movies, like, everything can be done on the computer. There's no ingenuity, like new ways of doing things.
Yeah,
and it's like it's soulless. Like it felt like
it does feel soulless.
Nothing's there. I'm just looking at like a ghost.
It's weird because you get like emotionally removed from it.
Yeah.
Like, and this is I love Endgame, you know, Avengers Endgame, but there's one big criticism I had is that the end scene, I don't care about any of the things that they're killing.
It just,
and maybe you're not supposed to.
I know you're on the green screen. Like,
yeah.
I know you're on.
Like, they're fighting this battle with like all these aliens that I don't care about a single damn one of them. You know, and that wasn't really the part of the movie I enjoyed, but that's, you know, a different point. My point is if it looked even realistic a little bit, or if it was some mix of practical effects, I might be having a different conversation here.
I'm just so numb to it. I'm like,
so numb.
I don't expect to see that ever. Like, particle. But how do you even do it for that type of scene?
See, that's the thing.
Or do you even do the scene? You know?
Yeah, I think that's why, like, you know, it hasn't really... But, I mean, there's been a lot of things that were practical that are pretty big, like Game of Thrones, The Battle of the Bastards.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, there's probably some CG work done in that, but a lot of that was, like, hundreds of guys on horses and shit, you know?
See, I looked on behind the scenes of Game of Thrones, and I didn't know that they used a lot of CG. I had no idea, because it's so blended well. And... But they use a lot of particle effects.
Yeah,
like actual effects.
That's why it works so well.
Yeah.
The CG, yeah.
Look, CG can be good. Like I said, it's hidden, and it doesn't take me out of it, but over-reliance on it is so detrimental to my enjoyment of it.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully I'm not alone, and hopefully
you're not.
the newer generation won't completely forget it, because I'll be sad.
You're definitely not alone, not just in terms of me, because I've seen so many, like I said, like movie reviews where one of the biggest criticisms is like there's too much CG. So we're not alone in that sense. So I'm really glad you actually mentioned that. I didn't expect that to be brought up. But
no, that's one of my biggest criticisms.
Yeah, it's something I always go into a movie and like feel almost removed from it completely because of it. Yeah,
I think it kind of ruined it for me too, because I know CG when I see it. I've seen so many movies and I worked on it.
Yeah.
And like, oh, that's CG. Like I just had pointed out.
I don't know how somebody doesn't. Like, even if you just watch movies from time to time.
Yeah, people see it, but the untrained eye don't.
I guess they don't. Yeah.
Or they don't care. You know.
This is one thing I should mention before we move to a different topic. Is like the CG people.
Oh man.
Like, have you seen Star Wars Rogue One?
No.
So like.
It's not that good.
It's really not. But the point I bring it up is, like, they did a fully rendered CGI guy because they resurrected an actor who died, right?
Oh, man.
And, like, it was weird because I was
Valley.
You know, at first I wasn't sure, and I'm like, man, they just got a guy who really looks like him? And then, like, when it starts to move, that's when you know that something is off. Like,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, like, I probably figured that guy would have been dead because he was pretty old, and this was, like, from the Star Wars prequels, right? And he was old then, so I was like, yeah, he probably died, you know? But even then, like, just watching the character move around, I was like, there's something fucked up here. Yeah.
Uncanny Valley.
Yeah.
And that also is, like, how you, on the Irishman, they're trying to make him look, they have, like face, like what's it called when they make them
de-aging?
De-aging, like yeah. What's the point of that? It looks
know.
bad. I heard people defend it. And it just looks off.
It looks, yeah.
And, maybe it's just me.
No, it bothers me too.
I'm like, but it has to get through it, and people are praising it. It got did they get any awards for anything?
They were nominated.
Yeah, okay, nominated. They're getting nominated, and I don't want that. Just get a new actor.
Yeah.
Or just have them be old. Or
yeah.
get a new, like, you know how they go back, flashbacks like they did in the Goodfellas. Oh, yeah. They had different actors. Yeah. That's fine. We've been doing this for years.
It's not, that process is not really aged. You know what I mean? It's not like we're being like, oh, well, you know, this kid looks different, or like this young guy looks different than the older guy, but that's how people are. You know, as long as you look kind of similar.
Yeah, similar, yeah.
Like, even like The Godfather, right? Didn't, like, Robert De Niro played younger version of Marlon Brando, right? In part 2. So it's like, why do that? You don't have to. You know, like, we've been, like you said, we're accustomed to it. No, it's stupid. You're right, it is stupid. Yeah. I think it's like studios trying to flash and show off what they can do, but it ends up kind of falling flat, you know?
It just, when I saw that, it just took me out of it. I mean, it's a 3-hour movie, but... Okay, I hope that's not on your list.
Oh, it's 100%. That's what we're talking about next. I'm glad you brought it up. Thematically tied.
So you want to talk about that now?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
How long is this? We're already an hour in.
It's alright. I'm not going to talk too long about it.
Okay.
But I am going to talk about The Irishman.
That was on your list, right?
100%.
All right.
100% it was. I was going to mention it anyway, regardless of what you said.
What do you think about his movies?
Scorsese?
Yeah. Do you like
they're like hit and miss for me. Like, I do like a lot of them.
You don't.
I love a lot of them, actually. Like, I love, you know, Shutter Island and Departed. I actually just watched Departed again. I'm like, man, that's a really good movie.
It is.
So, yeah, I definitely love a lot of Scorsese's movies. And then some I'm kind of like, you know.
What about Taxi Driver?
I really don't like that one.
Oh,
see, like, I tried to...
love that movie.
I don't get why everybody... That's another one I think is way overrated. But I guess, like, if I try to put myself in, like, the spirit of the time that it came out, there wasn't a lot like that.
Yeah.
So I guess if like I was,
like
for me, like I'm desensitized because I don't like I've seen that shit a million times.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I've seen this story done a million times by Scorsese.
It wasn't done in the 70s. Though.
Exactly. So I try to like I get why it kind of had like an impact because it was innovative in that way, in a way that Avatar was not. But
I love the. Okay, we're not gonna talk about
the music is great. I love the feel of it. The like directing is really good. So like I definitely.
But you're a fan of it, him. I'm a huge fan of him. There's not a lot of movies that I don't think I've seen a movie that I didn't dislike from him, or there's other ones that.
Have you ever seen Hugo?
No, I've never seen it.
Yeah, that one. See, that's like a weird movie too because it doesn't feel like Scorsese at all. Like it's.
Do you like that one?
No, I hated it.
Okay.
I don't know why I hated it. Just something about it didn't work for me.
Okay, so I'm just trying to like set the, premise of this.
Yeah. Set the scene to show you who I am. That I'm not just a Scorsese hater. I'm not just mad at him because he doesn't like Marvel movies or whatever. I don't care about that shit. He said some shit about Marvel. That's just not what that's about.
The dumbest stuff I ever heard in my life. Go ahead.
I don't agree with him, but that's not why I'm making this criticism.
Okay.
Right. So this criticism is just because this movie is not that great. And I actually was excited for it. I was like actually hyped for it. I was living in New York at the time. They had ads all over the subway for this movie. You know, like I was seeing like ads for it every day. I'm like, yeah, that looks really good. I was talking to these two guys in the studio, and they were talking about like how exciting it was going to be, how like this was going to break the internet because it was going to be a big release that everybody's going to watch. And I was like, sign me up. I'll be there. Thanksgiving Day. I'll be watching it. And I did watch it on Thanksgiving, on my birthday. And I was like...
birthday present.
Should have been. You know, and we got home, and me and my brother, we sat down and watched it, and I don't get it. There's some good parts to it. I'm not gonna... It's not a bad movie. You know
Overrated.
Overrated. It's like... If I would have watched that movie, you know, and just didn't have all that hype for it, I probably would have just not said anything. But again, because it was nominated for, like, awards, you know, and because it was, like... it's this big release, you know, on Netflix and all this hype and all this stuff talking about it and giving it 5 stars. Like, you've seen those commercials, like 5 stars, best movie of the year, all that shit before it comes out. And then I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be at the very least pretty good. I don't even think it was that. It was so, like, of all Scorsese's movies too, like, he does the same storyline all the time where like somebody's kind of like involved in not great lifestyle. It kind of, you know, they're neglectful of things that matter, like family or a love interest. This movie literally does the same thing. He's always done. Mm-hmm. It's the same, even if it's the same actors.
Yep. Basically, he's making the same movie over and over.
It's the same movie,
just worse.
And this one is the worst one because it's so fucking long, and it's like I just don't care about it. Like Robert De Niro's character. I don't even fucking remember anything about him. And he's the main character.
His car breaks. I remember his car breaks down, and then Joel
the ending I thought was good. Like, spoiler alert. Like, he kind of finds out that, like, you know, because he spent so much time working for Hoffa or whatever, that he neglected his daughter, and like the divide that he had because he kills Hoffa. Spoiler alert. He kills Jimmy Hoffa.
Is that like based on a true story or just?
It is actually based on a true story. Okay. Nobody knows what actually happened to Jimmy Hoffa, but like. This guy, like, on his, like, deathbed, confessed to killing him. He was, like, his associate. And it makes a lot of sense, too, because they left the restaurant or whatever that he was last seen at. Whatever. All this happened. And just the fact that it's so long, but not even, like, the fact that it's long, right? If a movie's long and it's engaging, I don't really care that it's long. Mm-hmm. You know, like, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is, again, that's, like, 3 hours. That's a long-ass movie.
And you put it on your top
I put my top of the decade. Because I thought it was fucking great. Right? That's my point. Like, the Irishman literally, like, 3 times, like, Joe Pesci's character, who's so boring. You have this great actor who's, like, acclaimed.
Yeah, he's great. Like, these are great actors, and
they're completely underutilized. I just don't get why. There's no character to either of these people. You know? There's not even, like... It's just nothing. The only one that had any personality was Hoffa himself, which Pacino, who, I will admit, did carry that movie on his shoulders.
So, yeah, I didn't get to the part where... Pacino in it.
Yeah, he definitely carries the movie. Like, without that movie is pretty much shit, honestly.
Wow.
They spend, like, okay, so, like, the last, like, probably hour of that movie, they're just trying to get to, like, they're like, we gotta kill Jimmy. Like, okay, I've known that since literally the first 5 minutes, so all the drama's taken out of it. I know he dies. Yeah. I don't care. You know, like, and it's like, the stakes are lowered and lowered, and then it's like, Joe Pesci will be like, you gotta do it. Robert De Niro's like, bro, he's my friend. And Joe Pesci would be like, look, Frank, you gotta do it. With no color. Like, he keeps, you know, he'll keep doing that. And, like, literally, he had this conversation, like, 3 fucking scenes.
It was very dry for
Oh my god, it was so dry. It's so boring. And I think people, like, they're talking about how it's, like, epic and just because it's long doesn't mean it's epic.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's epically long.
Yeah, it's epically boring. Yeah. It's fucking boring. I'm sorry. I think a movie is boring.
I think,
God.
I haven't watched the movie. I tried to, but the one part when they're at the restaurant, he's talking about, like, burning down or, like, getting rid of a competition or something. Yeah. I forget. Robert De Niro's the one to do it. I feel like I've seen this movie.
Because you have. It's literally the same movie.
Like,
it's the same movie done worse.
I'll just watch Goodfellas or even Casino. Like, it has the same feel of it. It's 20 plus years ago. 30 years ago now. And it's just done worse. And he needs to stop. Or he needs to do something new.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's just too old for it. I don't want to disrespect him because he's one of my favorite directors, but I gotta call it a spade, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
And he needs to do something different because it's getting to him now. It's getting it's detriment to his career, his movies.
Yeah.
But the last great one I've seen is The Wolf Among Us, but that's very similar to
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, The Wolf Among Us.
Wolf Among Us is
I need to play that. Yeah, that's been on my mind, but Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
But he's been just doing the same thing over and over. Look, for me, the plot doesn't matter. Like, if you retread the same,
right.
Over and over again, as long as you do it well, you have great characters, like, the stakes are high, writing, all that, it's fine.
And I think that was my biggest problem is that, like, if this movie had no plot, I think I would have been okay with it if just the characters were more interesting. but the only one that had any kind of quality that was unique was Hoffa.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the stakes so low. You find out Hoffa's dead literally the first like 5 minutes. If that. Right, so there's no spoil. Also, if you know anything about history in America at all, you know that Hoffa disappeared.
I'm not watching it to see him die because I already know that.
So like, if you have that, right, I'm not engaged with that. They spend literally probably the last 45 minutes or out of the movie just doing that, and I'm like, I know he's gonna die. Just do it. Just do it. And make it count. Like, make the emotions count. It's not there. There's no, like, De Niro's character is so emotionless and detached. There's no flair, there's no nuance. That's another thing I look for in characters, like some kind of quirk, some nuance.
Mm-hmm.
And even, like, Hoffa's character, the only thing is that he just, like, hates when people are late. Like, and literally, like...
Really? That's deep, man.
I know, but they swear, like, probably, he said it probably, like 50 times in that movie.
Your head over. Like, oh, yeah, he's like people that be late. Oh,
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
He has a little weird thing about him.
Oh, there's so many scenes too where the dialogue just goes on and on and on. I'm like, you need to stop. You're not making any new points here. Like, I got what the conversation was about. You're not adding anything, and it's not like funny either. If it was funnier, it wouldn't matter if it actually like means something. But it's not. It's not. It's not carrying me. I'm just like waiting for a scene to end. That's such a bad sign.
Is it worse than Avatar?
No.
No.
I think it's better than Avatar.
Should I watch?
Because I don't really like Avatar. Oh. No, I don't. I would not recommend anyone watch Irishman.
I tried to watch it. I wasn't gonna look. I didn't plan on finishing it because I was gonna watch it like in segments. But I feel like you're like, no, I've seen this before.
You have.
Yeah.
You 100% have.
And the face. The de-aging
is so weird.
That's the thing. I'm like, no, I can't do this. But I just want to watch it and see what you. But I guess you explained it.
I mean, you should watch it and have your own opinion. Yeah, anyone should watch it.
3 hours though, man.
It's 3.5. You know what? If it was just better, like if it had higher stakes or if it had better characters, I don't think the length is really what gets me. It's it's like the lethargy. Like I feel tired watching that. Like and it did. It really did. I wasn't even tired. I was just like tired of the movie. I was like mentally exhausted. I was like, God, just stop. Just stop it so I can go do something else.
That's great. See, yeah, I can't do it. I'll skip it. You okay?
I'm okay. That's the last.
Well, is this fun for you? Because you feel like you're stressed. Okay.
No, this is. I gotta get this out.
Yeah.
If I don't get it out, it's just in here, and it's not getting anywhere.
Okay. So you might disagree with me with this, but award shows are overrated. Grammys.
I don't disagree. I don't even watch the Grammys. They're shit. Okay.
Grammys and also Oscars.
Yeah, 100%. Dude, okay. I agree with you on like literally everything you said. No, I know I wish we could have like a more different...
Yeah.
No, but it's fine because you know what? I have stuff to talk about with you.
Good.
Because I agree.
So the Grammys has been shit for years. I never really took it serious because it's a popularity contest.
That's all it is.
They gave Billie Eilish, whatever her name is.
Oh, she was on my list to talk about. It's overrated. But keep going.
They gave her every Grammy ever.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I'm not even talking. I don't even want to talk about the Grammys because it's bullshit. And it's always been. It seems like that. I look at the winners, and I've heard all these people, and I guess like the lower categories, like the specific categories.
Yeah, like alternative or metal or folk. Like those are usually a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because they're not as
But also. The Oscars.
God.
I'm still hurt that they gave Crash the best movie award so long ago. I still think about that. I can't really think of any other ones right now, but because I don't really pay attention to it, I don't give it that much prestige.
Yeah.
Also, the reason why I want to talk about this is because just because something wins an award like at the Oscars or some other place doesn't mean it's gonna be like it's the best, right?
Yeah.
And don't think because your movie that you like or like music that you listen to don't win any awards doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah.
It's still good to you, and you develop your own opinion. You listen to a bunch of different albums, movies. Don't just take what you see in award shows as like, oh, the standard. I mean, of course, I feel some respect for it because they got last year's movie, I think, pretty right.
What even?
Parasite.
Oh, even this year's.
Yeah, this old. Yeah.
The one that was just like last week.
Yeah, I think that was a great movie, but just because it won the award doesn't mean it's the best. Just don't think of it as like, oh, that was the best movie, so I need to like that.
Yeah. It's
okay if you don't like it because it's just a group.
I actually watched it.
You like it?
It was alright.
See?
That's my point.
It's alright. But you shouldn't feel like, oh, I should like it. I don't want people to think about it.
Yeah, I didn't feel that.
I think that was just like a message to me. Like, if they went away, it's fine. Just what I want people to do is like what we're doing right now. Talk about their favorite movies and give recommendations like we did on our top 10 list. And I want people to do that more, and because I want like unique perspectives. Yeah. Because I'm tired of the same people winning awards, like the same directors.
Yeah.
We have to give him the award. Like I think Brad Pitt finally won. Like we feel, I don't know if he deserved it or not.
This is pretty good in that movie.
Yeah, I'm saying like we feel like we gotta give him the award. Yeah. Like this is like a group.
I was surprised he won though over some of those actors, but he was pretty funny.
I mean, I'm not saying I like Brad Pitt.
Right. But I get what you're saying. Like, they felt obligated because he's never won.
Yeah, he's cool with us. You know, I feel like it's just like politics.
It kind of is, yeah.
And I don't want people to think like, oh, you need to like Parasite, you need to like Crash, like no, just because it won an award doesn't mean anything to me.
Because so many like average or mediocre movies tend to win awards sometimes too. Yeah. It's like, well, how do I take this seriously? Because it's weird because you can't really gauge like what's going to be a good movie based on like box office or awards. Mm-hmm. You know, because so many terrible movies make so much money. And, so many movies that are just average. Like, I can't believe Joker was nominated for Best Picture.
It was popular, and it's the performance. Like, what they say...
There's some good aspects to it, but I don't think... I'm shocked.
It fits the mold for an Oscar
guess.
Movie.
Yeah, it's weird we can even say Oscar bait, and we all know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We all know what kind of movie we're talking about, too. Yeah. And, yeah.
See, that's what I do not like that type. Like, make your movie and don't think about what awards you're gonna get. It's cool to get recognition and make money from it, and because you want to make a career out of it, but still don't worry about winning awards. And they should just close down the Grammys.
The Grammys, okay. As a musician, Grammys are shit. Okay, they're shit for a number of reasons, but the biggest problem is, like you said, it's a popularity contest. If you look at the people that win, they're just the most popular songs on the radio. They're not like I will give Billie Eilish this, right?
Are we talking about Billie Eilish now?
No, I'm just gonna say.
Okay.
I will say she's innovative. I'm actually not gonna talk about her at all.
Okay.
I was gonna say she's overrated because I do think she gets more high. I don't think she really deserved all the Grammys she got, but that's not because she's bad. I think she's just okay. But I will say she's innovative.
She's popular.
She's different, right? But if you look at if you're gonna look at the whole scope of music, like I feel like the Grammys, they're only looking at things that are popular,
like popular and something they can promote.
Yeah, and like if you look at the performances too, it's like most of the show is performances. It's not even like they don't even show certain awards because some bands are not that popular.
It's more of a show than awards.
Yeah,
a recognition for the best artist during a year, and I'm sick of it.
Yeah, I've not watched the Grammys in probably 10 years.
Yeah, and I don't even like the Oscars. I feel like it's a little bit better, but I don't. Oh, I have to watch the Oscars because I'm a filmmaker. I have to know what's going on with that. I just don't worry about that stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of pointless.
Just make your own awards. That's what I'm trying to say. Like what we do, and look up online. See people that's like kind of like-minded, or even people that you disagree with, and see what they say. Because it's better now than ever to get everybody's voices out there. Because it's the internet, you can see anybody's.
You can watch anybody's.
Yeah, anybody's like preferred dimension. That's what we used to say.
You can't get the whole name out of his head.
So that was my soapbox. Okay, I'll get off of it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you actually bringing that stuff up because it's stuff that I actually agree with you a lot. I thought we were going to talk about specific, like...
Oh, I'm getting to that. I just want
It's got a
big
couple.
topics.
I do have one genre. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I've always kind of felt this way because I don't get why everybody likes it. So my next one is Mario Kart / all racing games.
Well,
I don't get why anybody likes racing games at all.
racing games?
I hate it. I've never liked it.
Never liked a racing game?
Not one.
Even Mario Kart?
No.
Everybody likes Mario Kart.
It's okay. Like, it's fun when you're with
man.
friends and stuff.
I
and
was playing Mario Kart yesterday. I was having a blast. I love Mario Kart.
This is my
fun.
point. It's just like, it is fun.
What have
like
you
with
played?
friends, I guess. But
Yeah, that's what it's for.
But I can never play it by myself or like, I just don't get it. Like, I don't, one, it's like not, I feel like it's not accurate. So it's like, I never do good at it.
Hold on. It's not supposed to be accurate. Like, simulation. Like Gran Turismo.
I know, okay,
that?
like I wouldn't expect Mario Kart to be realistic.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like chaotic fun, like kind of like Super Smash Brothers.
What about like Need for Speed though, or like the other like racing games?
Okay,
like,
yeah. So you played Need for Speed. What games have you played in racing?
Like stuff like that. I played like a long time ago. It's been a long time since I hated it. I've hated it since I was a kid. I've hated every single one. I played Mario Kart 8 or whatever. That's fun with friends.
I've tried to get into racing.
It's frustrating.
I've tried to get in racing games for so long. No, it's not for me either. I think because you got to be into cars. I feel like
not at all.
And also, people like, cars and like the adrenaline of driving fast, and that's never really gotten to me. But I do like what I do like is Burnout.
I've never played that.
The ones you're causing destruction. Now that's fun. That's
kind of like Twisted Metal, kind of.
Twisted Metal, yeah. See, I like Twisted Metal.
I never played that either, but
like
I might like
fighting.
that more.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like Mario Kart Battle Mode, but it's more mature. Like you're actually killing people. Like now that's fun to me, but I understand why you wouldn't be into that.
Yeah, and I've never.
You don't like cars like at all, really.
I don't get why people love it so much. Like it's sort of like
it's like some of the highest selling games.
That's what I don't understand. And that's what I mean. It's like, I don't have fun playing those. I feel so fucking bored. I'm just like sitting there holding X the whole time. Like, I don't know.
Even Mario Kart?
Mario Kart's a little more...
with friends?
No, that's what I'm saying. I have to play that with friends, though.
Alright. I'm just making sure you're human.
No, and I have, and it's alright. But even then, I enjoy it less than just about every other type of game out there. Like, any other... Like, I will take almost any other game over a racing game. Any day. Over any racing game. I just think it's overrated. Yeah. Again, I'm not trying to say this is terrible. I just think it's like, it's so like...
You don't get it, though.
I really don't. Yeah. But I guess that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't get it, and everybody else seems to really love it. And I'm like...
What's the racing game you think you probably enjoyed the most? Or have you?
Probably Mario Kart.
Yeah.
It's probably the one I've enjoyed the most. And even that, I'm saying it's overrated. You know? I think other games, like, even from Nintendo, are probably funner. That are, like, group games.
Like Mario Party.
Party.
You like the sports games?
Like,
play those?
Like Wii Sports or...
No, like Mario sports games. Like
I never played those, no.
You never...
I never had a Nintendo, bro. I thought I told you this.
You hear what we just said?
I never owned it.
You never played Mario Tennis.
I don't think so.
It's so... I don't know. Never mind. I don't know if you would think it was fun. You don't like Mario Kart. I mean, you enjoy Mario Kart.
I like Mario Party.
You like... Oh, Mario Party is
I did have a Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
That was the only Nintendo I ever owned.
Yeah, Mario Kart 64.
And Super Nintendo.
It's over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you.
Okay.
Because I've never gotten... I own so many games. You see the...
Wait, you like video games?
A little bit.
He likes video games?
Like how you don't like superheroes. Or anime.
Anime. Yeah, well...
Well, let me see. Okay, so I have so many games. You just look at my shelf. There's not really a lot of racing games, and I agree with you. I think you just gotta be into cars.
I guess so.
Because I'm not into cars, you know. Yeah, I think that's... But Mario Kart, that's strange. I feel like everybody likes Mario Kart. Like, love it. I love
That's what
Mario
I'm saying.
Kart.
I like it, but I don't love it.
I love it.
So I think it's overrated. I'm not gonna talk too much more about it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Even the battle mode?
I don't know if I've ever done it. I don't know which one's which mode. I don't know. I only played it like at my friend's house. I did whatever we did.
You ever play Double Dash?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so you need to... Okay, I got you, man. Next time, I'll play some Double Dash. But, Racing games overrated.
Racing games slash Mario Kart, but mostly like just racing games overall are overrated to me.
Okay,
so that's all I gotta say.
I can't really say it much because that's the genre I think I like the least.
Right.
So I
we agree too much this one.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Or I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
You like Smash Brothers though, right?
I do. That's not overrated. That's pretty
Okay,
fun.
good.
Yeah.
Have you beaten God of War 2018?
Wait. What was your most controversial one that you were telling me about
I'll
earlier?
talk about it last.
I have not finished God of War. I keep putting it off.
How far are you in it?
I don't know. Like, I got past what part of my... I know I went to a room where one of the Valkyries was. But I didn't fight her because she was too hard.
Has somebody gotten sick?
That's way past that.
You're way past that?
Yeah.
Have you gotten a certain item? Weapon?
Way past that.
Okay. Alright. I think that's overrated. The new God of War 2018. People are saying it's like one of the best games of all time.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And I...
I mean, I don't play a lot of games, but...
Yeah.
You do.
I do. I played it originally when it came out, and I couldn't get into it because it has a slow beginning. Like the beginning of it, I think it's like okay. The story, I think is good. Yeah. It is good. It's the best God of War story,
and the visuals are amazing.
The visuals are amazing, but once you get past like a certain, it's the pacing is so slow because he goes so slow. And like you're going up the mountain, like the point of it, they're trying to get to the mountain to bring the ashes of his wife, and they always backtrack and go back. The unique thing about it is it's shot all done in one shot from Kratos' perspective. Now it does for certain parts. I think it's great when he's fighting. What's his name? Boulder.
Yeah, the guy that's like really you can't feel anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you know that's Boulder.
Yeah.
From it's Norse mythology now instead of Greek. That thing, like the scene like that, when it's like no like cuts, it felt intimate, shot done really well. It's a good fight.
Do you mean the first fight or the second?
First fight.
Because I just finished the second fight with him. Where actually,
see, I don't remember the second fight.
It's like later on because you don't kill him in the first one.
Yeah,
he like gets away,
but
you do kill him in the second fight.
You kill him?
Yeah. And Freya, just like his mother, gets really mad at you and doesn't talk to you anymore.
That sounds like the end.
Maybe I'm at the end then.
That's the end. Anyways, spoilers. Spoilers for God of War 2018. Yeah. Well, the ending boss fight is disappointing. Okay, so the point of this is they're trying to do so much in one game. It's not focused. I understand they're trying to be cinematic and like one shot, all personal story. I like the story, but the gameplay is so lacking to me. I cannot get into it.
You know, I do feel like it, and maybe this is just because I have played the old ones too, but I hate how slow he is.
Yeah.
It drives me up a wall sometimes. I'm like, just fucking move, dude. Like, and
it's so much slow parts. You know, when he's walking, holding the board.
Yeah.
Like, he's carrying this, like, the stones. He can move, like, buildings, and he's walking so, like, it's so such bad pacing.
There's some bad logic there.
I looked it up. Like, the original ones, I like the first one the best. Like, the third one is alright. The original one, I always, in 2005, God of War, I forgot, gotta name it. That was my favorite. Because back then, they were trying to be cinematic like they're doing right now. I mean, of course, it's more of a basic story. Like, he's just a ball of rage. But it was consistent. It made me feel like the God of War. Like, it's fun. It's gory, it's bloody. And, like, there's a story there, and it's creative, like, how they did it. This is 2005. Like, video game stories have only been around for, like, 20, 30 years. Okay?
Yeah, they were pretty bad at that point.
Yeah, so they're still trying to get their footing, but there was nothing like that during the time. So, and the puzzles were better back then.
They were hard.
Yeah. They challenged you.
They made me feel stupid.
Like, God of War 2018, I feel like
simple,
And what's the point? Like, it's like a 20-hour game. The older ones were like 10 hours, 8 hours. It's so much padding in it, and it was so boring. And I'm only saying this because I like this game. I really do. I'm excited for the sequel. You haven't gotten to that, right?
Not yet, no.
Okay, I don't want to tell you. I feel like you should beat it and see what you say.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the sequel, but it's a cliffhanger, and I hated it. They build up something so much, and then they just throw it away for a sequel that's going to happen because it was a successful game.
Yeah.
But people are saying like this is one of the best games of all time. It's a good story, but I feel like they're overlooking everything else in the game, like the gameplay. Like I'm only saying this because gameplay. This is what you mostly do: fight, and that's like yeah. If it was just like a story game, like an interactive, like kind of like Until Dawn.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh yeah, this is great. I have some problems with it, like how he just switched, like Arterius.
Atreus. Yeah.
Yeah. He spoilers. He knows that he's a god.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he just changes flips like
it was so annoying,
so sudden,
and I hated that. Like his complete character was just I did hate that.
Yeah, and there's like they're loading like this is like the greatest like game story ever, but like Last of Us did something similar, like with a relationship between like a father and he's
but Last of Us is way
better way better, and like I can pick like different games that does like the combat and like a Bayonetta, like Dark Souls, kind of like they're trying to be more like slower with the combat, like kind of like Dark Souls, like that's better. They add RPG elements, like you're trying to play a role, but it's Kratos. Yeah. You don't need like a leveling up system and all that. It just adds filler and it gets boring. Like it
really feels stupid because when I was doing that, like every time I would go level up, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna pick the one that's a little bit better than the last one. And it's like, it's like a no brainer. You know, there's not a lot of creativity there. You know,
there's no like I rather me get better, like make more creative enemies, and if they just pulled that back the camera and like make the like combat stronger, it'd be a lot better. Like some of the like throwing an axe, that's very satisfying, and like the animations are great. It's great, but I feel like
so beautiful. Yeah,
but I feel like they put so much money and time into that, but they haven't focused on anything. Like they want a tight like a story, engrossing story. The graphics are amazing.
Yeah.
But they spread themselves too thin, and it's just a lesser product because of it. And I feel like games like that now, AAA games, are getting so like bloated with filler. Like everything has to be RPG. I hate it. It's nothing like creative or focused ever now.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna still get games like this because people praise it as one of the best games of all time. But I played plenty games that have better combat and just as good a story or better. Last of Us. So I'm naming it because
but it is.
And also one more thing, like they're trying so hard to be like movies. Like we're grown up. We're just like we gotta be just like it. Like you're interactive. Tell your story through gameplay.
Yeah.
Like you know how they're trying to build this relationship between him.
Yeah, and the son.
Like they can do that. Like reflect it in like the gameplay more. Where like he does certain things, like you teach him through gameplay. I mean, I don't have like an answer for it right now. I'm trying to think, but like think of creative ways to do it like that instead of trying to be like a movie.
Yeah.
Because that's not your big brother. You gotta be just like him. Create your own path. Like, dude, you're a different medium. Stop trying to be just like it.
Yeah.
And I don't want it always to be like that. Like it could be games like this, but I don't want to be praised as the best games of all time. People are saying it's the best game of all time.
Yeah.
Like their favorite game of all time.
Yeah.
Tens of tens. I feel like Last of Us deserves that more than this.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can't think of like the original God of War. I feel like it's a better game. Easily.
You're asking for it now.
Of course, it's not as good of a total story, but I don't think
there's some people gonna come after you.
I don't care. Like it's a game. Like if it was a movie, of course the new one is gonna be better, but it's not. What I'm doing mostly in this game is fighting. I'm not watching the story the whole through.
It's a good point. I didn't really care about the story in God of War, the first one. I didn't care if it was corny. I expected it to be corny. I thought of it kind of like how I did 300. Where I'm like, it's supposed to be kind of stylized. I don't need to take the characters. I'm not saying I don't appreciate, because I do really like what they're doing with the story in the new one.
Yeah,
I do. But you're right. There are some things that could be done a little bit better in terms, especially with like Kratos, like being a father. I feel like it's so slow for him to start to actually show any emotion or, You know,
Yeah, it's like a movie. It's like 2 hours, but 3 hours. But
Yeah,
it's,
but this
it's
game
over
is,
like 20 hours.
yeah. So
that's
that
why
arc
it's so
feels
different.
delayed. Yeah,
It's the pacing issues is so
yeah,
bad in this game.
yeah.
And like you want to do side quests, like it adds more padding. I didn't really do the side quests because I didn't really want to play it any further.
Man,
And it's
but you know, there's a reason I probably haven't finished it yet too, is because it's not like a game I can put it down. You know what I mean?
The ending, the very ending, it gets you excited for the next one. But the ending boss and all that, it's not that. It's like whatever.
Who was the last boss? I'm just curious.
Well, Boulder.
But I already fought him. I thought I killed him too. There's more?
There's no. The final scene is when they go up to the top of the mountain and they get to where the land of the giants are.
Because it made you fight him a couple times then. Because I fought him.
Did you?
I just fought him and I thought I killed him.
Was Freya there?
Giant, yeah.
Yeah, that's the last boss.
That's the last boss?
Yeah, real true boss. Yes. See, disappointing. Also, thank you for reminding me. They reused the troll. You know the troll boss.
Yeah.
They used it so many times.
Yeah.
And the other ones, they had so much better bosses, but
yeah, no, it's just better fights.
I'm just gonna keep on criticizing. I feel like there's so much criticism in this game that it's a good game, 7, 8 out of 10, but no 10s. It makes me so mad seeing it, man. And people are saying like it's the standard for video games, and I don't like that.
Oh man,
The greatest Bloodborne's better. Best PS4 game.
This video is just gonna be all dislikes.
I don't care, man. It needs to be said.
We talked about Avatar. We talked about Mario Kart. And now God of War. We're like,
hey, Mario Kart's great. I don't want to hear that.
I know. We're just asking for it. Is what I'm saying.
I hope somebody watches this and get mad.
Someone's gonna get.
But I want you to think about your like. I want you. You can criticize everything that I like too. Like and there's nothing's perfect. Okay.
Nothing's perfect. That's the point of this whole episode, actually. Just because, like you said, a lot of these things we do like, but again,
I like God of War. I like it.
Nothing's out of reach. Nothing's out of criticism. Yeah.
And like other games get overlooked so much, and then I see this raised up, and I'm like, this other games deserve more. You know.
Yeah.
But whatever. That's not.
I didn't expect this. I didn't think that was going to be on there, but you did kind of mention you didn't like it as much as you were hoping to. So
I love God of War back in the day. I enjoyed it so much, and then they do this like a more grounded story.
Yeah,
and I like how where they're going with it, but the gameplay needs to match it. It's a game, okay? Yeah. It's not a movie. It's a game.
Fair enough.
Be a movie if you need to be a movie. Like, be interactive movies. Don't have me fighting a whole bunch of monsters and stuff. Don't.
Yeah.
Like, make it more fun.
I mean, I think there can be a balance. Keep bringing it up.
Like
Last of Us.
Yeah, I know. It's an easy example.
That's a good.
There's other examples, but I just can't think of it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I know what you mean.
Well, yeah. So, God of War. It's
God
okay.
of War.
It's good. Not masterpiece.
Not a masterpiece, according to Jeremy. I have yet to be determined, but I probably will agree mostly with that consensus. So
I'm glad you agree because you don't really.
I didn't love it. I mean, I haven't finished it yet, but again, I'm not like.
I'm a hardcore gamer, so it's good.
I don't need to go back to it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like dying to get back to it.
You basically beat it, so.
Yeah, sounds like it.
But I think you should get to the very end.
Well, now I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna probably do it after this. I know it's that close to the end. Yeah. Jesus.
But. Yeah, go ahead. No, I don't want to talk about it no more.
What else did I want to talk about? I had a couple things. I'm wondering which controversial one I should bring up next. So I'm going to talk about just one franchise in general. This was started as a book and adapted into movies. Harry Potter.
Oh,
it's not that great, and I love it. I like it a lot. When I went to the Hogwarts, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Universal, I was geeked out. But it's not. But it's still not that great. I don't think it's. To clarify,
this is almost as controversial as mine.
Oh man! Okay, wait.
It's close. It's close.
I'm saying this again. I like Harry Potter. Actually, I like it a lot. But I don't think it's as great as people think it is. I can't believe it's as popular as it is. I can't believe it's as like. There's a whole world, a Universal built for it, where people go. The world is not that great. The world's not that fleshed out. J.K. Rowling is really not that great of a writer. Her writing is pretty poor. No, if you want the truth. I mean, it's kind of young adult, so I guess it's geared towards younger people, but she's not that great of a writer. You know? She wrote a decent book, decent series that got adapted into some very successful movies. And the books are very successful. She's very rich. That's what I'm saying. Like, she's one of the richest people in the world.
I know people that have tattoos, all that.
Oh my god. That's what I'm saying. It's huge. That's what I don't get, is why it's as big as it is. Of all, like, the franchises that are, like, fantasy, you know, like, there's so many that are so much more, like, immersive and in-depth than Harry Potter. Like, it focuses on a couple kids at a school for most of it. You know, and, like, it uses a lot of the same old tropes. It's you three again. I think that's, like, a line in one of the movies. Because it's like, yep, we did it again. We went in that room we weren't supposed to.
Is there something comparative to it that you like? Or is there like a void that you wish that had? Like, no, somebody makes something better than
again, I don't think it's, like, terrible, but I think, like, I guess what I would classify it as, like, a fantasy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I would classify it as things like, you know, like Lord of the Rings, which maybe also is a little overrated, at least the book is.
I was going to ask you, like, do you
I love the movies a lot, you know. I had the book over there, I started it, and couldn't finish it.
Oh, look.
I'm, like, 20 pages into it, like, this is too long. It's too much. I don't really, like, Tolkien's not a great writer either.
Oh.
Writer, like, in terms of voice, like imagination, world building. He's very thorough, and I've only read 20 pages of the Rings, so maybe I shouldn't judge yet. But I was not too excited.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about Harry Potter.
But anyway, Harry Potter, yeah, I think it's just, like, I don't get why it's such a craze. You know, it's like one of those things where it's like I feel like almost every person likes it, and that's what I don't get. Like, what?
I've seen like two movies.
I'm not going to get too in-depth into Harry Potter. I just wanted to say I think it's kind of crazy. I just think, and again, like, I'm not here to criticize it, except the fact I don't think it's, like, it's not that immersive, it's not that imaginative. It's pretty on the nose, simple fantasy. It's not bad. It's got a lot of cool elements to it. There's some good stories there, but it's overrated as hell. So, probably the most overrated thing on this list, actually.
I hear so much about Harry Potter, not as much as it used to, but it was like the biggest thing.
It was enormous.
It was like how Marvel is now.
Yeah.
That I feel like I needed to watch it. But it's so many movies. It's like 7, 8 movies, right?
8 movies, 7 books, because they adapted the 7th book into 2 movies, which also, like, it started a trend in movies, young adult films. It's
part 1, part 2, part 3,
and it's so I don't get why they all did that, because it doesn't make any sense. Most of
why the companies didn't do that?
Well, I guess, like, they get 4 movies instead of
money.
That's a funny dance.
Thanks. That's my money dance.
My God.
You can tell I don't have any money. Oh, are you making it rain right now?
Yeah.
Stop. Don't make it rain on our podcast. You can do this, but don't make it rain. Anyways, Spider-Man, right? Oh, what were we talking about? Harry Potter, right?
Oh, is Spider-Man next?
No, I'm just joking.
I mean, if you were to say the old ones, I would agree.
Oh, man. I'm not talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah, you want to die.
Yeah, not with you. But, so, we're done talking
I'm done with Harry Potter.
Okay, just a quick game. Metal Gear Solid. I love Metal Gear Solid franchise, but the latest one, Metal Gear Solid 5, I see perfect scores everywhere. It's an incomplete game. It's known for its stories. The stories are crazy, but the characters are always memorable. The game is incomplete, and
what do you mean incomplete?
The story's not done. They rushed the ending, and there's chapters left out of the game. Like, the ending is not done. It's not a complete ending. And they just let it go by. Like, I feel like the reviewers.
Wait, do you think they did that on purpose, or
no? Oh, okay, it's a whole.
I don't know.
It's a whole can of worms. The creator Kojima, he worked at Konami, and they wanted him out because he always made the franchise. So I don't think they fired him, but he quit, and they just wanted him out. So, like, just get the game out so we can make money. So that's why he couldn't he couldn't finish creating. But it was already done to death. Like, I wanted to die on, like, 3, and they made, like, 3 more games. But people are saying, like, okay, the gameplay is great. Like, this is a Switch. The gameplay is great. Like, one of the best stealth games. But the story is incomplete. There's no character at all. Like this, like the characters used to be so wild and crazy. Now they're just so boring. Like how you said it was the Irishman. There's no color to it.
Yeah.
They made one of the best characters ever, like Ocelot. So boring. And I just want to talk about that shortly. I put so much hours into it too. I still like the game a lot, but I wanted so much more of it. It was disappointing. I was so hyped for it. But now he made. You ever heard of the game Death Stranding?
Yeah. That's the same guy. I thought so.
Yeah. It's basically just a hiking game.
Yeah.
You hiking for 40 hours.
It looks so weird.
He's so weird.
Oh my
he's
God.
the weirdest, and I enjoy it. He's like he's considered one of the auteurs of.
I see games. Why. Yeah.
Some people are just absolute. It's the worst game they ever played, or it's the best. Like
with Death Stranding or Metal Gear.
Okay. Yeah, Death Stranding.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't even think I would like it, but I wanted to give it a try because he did something like new and unique. Like he put like a high budget video game, and all you're doing really is you're a FedEx guy, and that's ballsy.
It is, yeah.
And like I was saying, like with God of War, like I want stuff like AAA expensive games to be something like that.
Yeah.
So something new and innovative, and still with high budget, like good, like graphics. So
yeah. Okay, fair enough. That was Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
Which I know.
I know. I want to talk about it right quick.
Yeah. No, that sounds disappointing.
Yeah, it was.
What else did I want to talk about? I think I covered most of the really controversial ones. Except, actually, this one's probably be pretty controversial. And again, stuff that I like. I actually love this band. But I think Nirvana is like the most overrated band of all time. They're not that great. And Kurt Cobain is a good songwriter. He's a really good songwriter, but like his performance is not that great. He doesn't have a great singing voice.
I like his performances.
Maybe that's what he's supposed to be.
I think that's what makes it, because his voice. I mean, his performances. I think that would, and his character, like his persona. I think that would made him. And his persona
definitely was pretty interesting. But honestly, like if you look at the grunge era, which he came out of, there's so many other like great singers and songwriters. Like people never talk about Alice in Chains like they do about like Nirvana, but Alice in Chains is a way better band. If you want the honest truth, in terms of like talent and like like songwriting, like innovation, like Nirvana is like I'm gonna play some fast songs, with distorted guitar. And some screamy vocals. Like they didn't really do anything to innovate. That's what I'm saying. Like they're a band that like basically took what every other band at the time was doing, and they just did it. I guess they wrote commercial songs. Yeah,
commercial. Like they were nobody before their
Nevermind. Nevermind. So they put them on, and that album has a lot of songs like Smells Like Teen Spirit, which are really like they're well written songs and they're catchy. So I think that's kind of what like gets me about them is they just wrote catchy songs, but they didn't like he couldn't solo for shit on guitar. Like he was not a great guitarist at all, but he was just a good songwriter. That was like his strength. Mm-hmm. But I love Nirvana, guys. Like
yeah.
But I'm just talking about like in terms of like popularity. If you're talking about like the '90s music, what's the first thing you think of? Nirvana. Yeah. And it's like there's so much music in that era. Like even probably in the same year alone, that's probably way better. But we always just talk about Nirvana, I'm not saying to just throw out your Nirvana records. I'm just saying, like, there was better stuff, and it's it's like Harry Potter. Like, I love it, but it's not that great.
I think they're just, like, the popular band that look back on, like, oh, this is catchy. I think the masses enjoy
it. Was cultural, I guess. Yeah. It was impactful. Mm-hmm. He had really great lyrics that were kind of different. I guess that is another thing that, like, made them really stick out. Like, his lyricism was, insanely good.
I think it's like one of the entry points of like that era. Like if you want to get into like grunge or like harder rock, I think like that's one of the first bands to listen to, because that's one of the first bands I started listening to, because I didn't really listen to rock or anything like that before Nirvana. Like you get into like Nirvana and like Radiohead, like this like easier things to get into.
Yeah.
And then you go like further like Tool.
Like Radiohead though, like they're
I think Radiohead's better.
I mean, they changed a lot their style like from their first album, but they talk about like innovation though. Yeah. Like in terms of like sounding like they use weird time signatures. They'll do like polyrhythms and shit, and like
But people don't care about them.
No, they don't. But that's what I'm saying. Like they also wrote really commercial songs. Like not just Creep, but like even stuff on OK Computer, like Karma Police or No Surprises. Like those are really accessible to like people who don't really listen to weird music.
But
you know
they innovated, and maybe if he didn't, if he kill himself, maybe they would have like tried to. But what do you think of their third album,
In Utero?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really great. I love all their albums.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite?
Nevermind's probably the favorite, but In Utero is also really good.
In Utero, the best.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they wasn't
were
as
definitely
commercial.
and they were definitely taking a new direction a little bit. In a way.
I feel like maybe if he didn't kill himself.
Yeah, I always wonder what happened.
Yeah. So, but I think they are overrated, and I feel like just don't stop there. Look deeper, like you said, Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
What do you think about Pearl Jam?
I love Pearl Jam.
See, like Pearl Jam too.
I love Pearl Jam so much. Yeah, again, like a band, they've changed their style a lot though. Like really, only their first album is like grunge, and everything after is pretty different. So but I did love Pearl Jam. I love Pearl Jam so much.
See, so don't just stop there. Go listen to other bands as well.
Yeah,
I'm sure you want to like Tool, like you want to.
Yeah, also started.
Always get to Tool.
We haven't talked about Tool this episode, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying like just that's what I'm just thinking about, like a man that you like.
Yeah.
But just always look for more and just don't go to exactly. Oh, I see a T-shirt in Hot Topic. Let's
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people do that too.
I mean, I got a Nirvana's T-shirt, so I can't really say anything.
Yeah, no, you can buy their merch, you can listen to their music, and feel okay about yourself. I'm not trying to say, like I said, stop listening to Nirvana. I just can't believe how. It's more like I'm more just like surprised, I guess is what it is, out of anything. Because like, when something explodes like this, I always try to wonder why. Like, what was the thing that made it so popular? Like, same with Harry Potter. And I think I talked about Billie Eilish too. Like, Billie Eilish is another one where I'm like, I'm not saying she's bad even. Like, I just don't get why she's as popular as she is. It kind of blows my mind. Because she also is kind of weird, right? She's a little different.
Yeah, she wears bag. I think it's more than the music.
There's also the
outside factors.
But the music is different too. But that's my point. Is like it's not as safe as something like Justin Bieber, right? Mm-hmm. You know, like or T Swift, like which is the same song every time, same feel. It's really safe sounding. It's boring.
I don't get how she's popular.
I don't either. But the point is, that's what I'm trying to say though, is that's what's popular, and I just can't believe that out of all that, someone like Billie Eilish comes out and is massively popular, right? Like not like she was like pretty popular, but like massive, right? Like it's crazy.
I think the media just grabs on to somebody like, oh, it's a young artist, popular. Yeah. Let's just keep on talking to her about them because like you always see like stories about her online.
Yeah,
like, you can't really get away from stories about her.
She's taking over the world right now.
Yeah. And I think it's like always popular to talk about, so it just ups her status. Ups the artist status.
And ups their status too because they're talking about somebody's popular, some more page views and shit. And
recently she said, "Oh, hip hop is not like." The stories they tell, like fake stories, is not as good as my stories that I tell. The fake stories.
Ooh, shut up, kid.
See, like, what are you talking about?
No, that's some stupid shit. But you know what?
Like, I didn't even go looking for that. I just heard about it.
Yeah.
And it just keeps her in the zeitgeist, I guess.
Yeah, not really related to that, but I think a lot of shit like that. I mean, it's not really related to what we were talking about. But shit like that where they say the quotes like that, I would always look into it more detail because I wonder how true it is. Because sometimes like...
Oh, no, it was true. She didn't even get asked that question. I looked into it.
Yeah?
She wasn't even asked about
Sometimes you gotta look like the whole quote because they'll take it out of context.
Oh, no, it wasn't taken out of context. I wouldn't have said it. I looked it up and she was being interviewed and she's like, oh, like rap. Like, they don't even... Like, they tell fake stories.
Oh, stop talking, kid.
Like... So what? It's a story. Like if they're talking about one thing, like what makes you so better?
I feel like every musician, as a musician, I can attest to this. You don't tell a story word for word. Usually, it's the point of art. You kind of like that's why like rappers they talk about murdering people and shit.
Yeah, they're not really murdering people.
Yeah, I mean some of them maybe, but
like Eminem's talking about like murder and like that. You think he's really doing that? Like it's
no, most of them are not murdering anybody. Yeah. But like the point I'm trying to make is that like I think you're always like you're embellishing. You know, you're not telling a story like straight as it is. So it would make sense that somebody like in rap or any genre would do that. Like I don't get.
She just doesn't know what she's talking about.
No, she's just, and you know what? She's
dumb.
She's an 18-year-old kid who just won a lot. She's very successful and at a very young age. So we'll see what happens with her. But that's a pretty stupid quote. But again, I was just bringing her up because she reminds me of a lot of people like, you know, like even Kurt Cobain or like things like Harry Potter. Like I wonder how they blow up the way that they do. You know, like it's kind of. I guess it's a kind of a fluke in the way sometimes it's just what happens, like with anything. It doesn't mean that they're not talented. It doesn't mean anything. But why are they massive again? Like, because there's probably a lot of people who are on her talent level, right? Or better, that don't get that acclaim. So just like, I wonder what makes somebody blow up massively like that. It blows my mind.
Like I said, I think it's just the flavor of the month, like flavor of the year.
Yeah, it could be she's a cultural, pin. Like we'll look at this moment as being like, a mark in history, and then like it'll be like Nirvana, kind of like a cultural movement for a time, and then we move on to something else.
Like Iggy Azalea, you ever heard of her again? After like 2015.
Yeah, like what the hell happened to her?
So, but I think she's better than her though, of course.
Billie Eilish?
Yeah.
Oh, it's way better than
yeah.
Azalea is garbage.
Yeah, I was just thinking like
okay, like Cardi B though. It's
like the popularity.
It's a fad, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna die down. Like Lady Gaga, like she's not as popular as she used to be, but she was big and.
Oh, she was. Yeah, you're
right. I like Lady Gaga though.
Yeah, Lady Gaga's pretty good. Yeah.
So. She's overrated. It's crazy the popularity. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. Nirvana, like
we were talking about Nirvana, but it's related.
Yeah,
it's the same because it's the same thing. Again, I do like Billie Eilish, but not as much as I like Nirvana. But my point is that I'm just surprised that both of them are as massive as they are. So.
It's just interesting. I think it's just somebody has to be popular like that. Like all bands and singers, they can't share the spotlight of the time.
Yeah,
It's just her time, I guess.
That's
And Nirvana, it was Nirvana's time.
That
the early '90s, mid '90s.
It makes sense.
I think that's the reason why. Because they're like God like figures like
because it's sort of like unattainable now to get more of it.
Like Tupac and Biggie as well.
That's a good point. Too. Yeah.
So that like martyrs, like they became
it's
large.
So good way to put it.
Yeah. Like martyrs in like music, because. Like when you see back then, like this, like just a time and frame, like you never get that again. Like, you just always think about like, man, like what would happen if they stay alive?
Yeah.
And like you just miss it, and just like, man, like I want to be just like that. I want to live young and then die young.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. And like you eventually turn old and you become bad. It's rare that artists keep like they're still like they died in their prime.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like, you can't make a bad song after that. And
and a lot of artists, like you said, they either don't retire, and it gets kind of embarrassing, and they're just kind of like dragging it. Like there's so many, I can name 1,000 artists that have jumped the shark in terms of what was good. So but that's really. I think I might have had a couple other things, but I think that's really all I want to talk about. That's overrated. Did you drop your most controversial one yet?
No.
Let's get it. It'll be our last thing, unless you have anything else to talk about.
We've been talking about it a lot, actually. Star Wars is overrated.
No, I agree with you on this one. I like Star Wars, but I do think it's like Nirvana to me.
Before, but Star Wars, that's the highest property ever.
Yeah, it's insane.
People love it. Like it's like their mother.
Oh yeah.
And I get it, but then I don't. I feel like people so let me just tell you, I like the first 3 Star Wars, from the 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
Like the second one is the best. Return of the
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire.
Yeah.
And they show like the first movie, the good guys win, the bad guys win the second, and then the last movie. Great movies. What Star Wars did, one of the most influential series of all time. I respect that so much. You look back and like, wow, like all the universe they created is great. But even back then, you go back with fresh eyes and it's like, it's okay.
Yeah, no,
they're good stories, but it's nothing special.
Yeah.
Except for the costumes, like the lightsabers.
Yeah.
That's what they contribute the most. Now, I think I would like it way more if they just left it at that.
They left it at the first three.
Yeah.
They could have.
Too much of a good thing is detrimental. But I guess for Disney, it's just a money machine now.
You know what I really think, based on what I've read about a lot of things about George Lucas and everything and how this stuff came about, because the prequels are his. And this is pre-Disney, so it's pre let's make billions of dollars off. I mean, they were still probably trying to make money, but my point was, I think he always actually wanted to tell that story anyway. And actually, he wanted to tell a story after, but he didn't write the sequels to the old trilogy, like the newer ones. He didn't write them. He wasn't involved. My point was, so he developed that, and he had, this is the same guy who developed these really successful movies in the past. But I think it's kind of like what I attribute Billie Eilish's popularity to, and Nirvana, it's kind of a fluke. In a way where it's like a right place, right time kind of thing, for the first one.
Because there was nothing like that, and it was a really hard production. It was almost, I don't think it was even made. It was a very tough production. And I guess the first movie is so much passion, he wanted to get it created.
Yeah.
But just because you have one good idea doesn't mean you're a great filmmaker.
Did you know that Carrie Fisher edited a lot of the script?
Nope.
Uncredited. So my point was, the movie wasn't even what it was originally. If you look at the script, also isn't that great.
It's not.
But it was worse.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's a couple interviews I think with Mark Hamill where he was looking at. He's like, you were gonna shoot that. You were gonna shoot that movie about the script because it was kind of bad when it first started. So that's what I'm saying. It's kind of dumb luck that it was as popular as it was.
But I say this because I feel like the older movies and Star Wars in general, I don't get how people live their lives.
Yeah,
Star Wars. They get tattoos. They're in it. They feel like that's part of their lives.
Yeah.
And I feel like they can't be criticized. Now I guess that's lesser extent nowadays. Because now you have more bad movies than good now.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just gotta let stuff die. Too much of a good thing kills a series, and now Star Wars is dead for me now. Because now you're saying the newest one I haven't seen. It's not good.
It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Exactly.
Definitely probably the worst Star Wars. No, Attack of the Clones is still worse, but it's up there.
Exactly. Attack. Okay. So the first prequel, what's the point of this freaking movie with the little Anakin, terrible child actor with terrible CGI, Jar Jar Binks, and it has nothing none of the color or the characters of the original movies is so flat.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
The only thing that you get from the trilogy is the last movie is probably the best, but it's still not that good.
No, it's still not. Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't need to tell that story of Darth Vader. What's the point? It wasn't interesting, and I feel like it was just was that a real passion for him to tell the story?
I mean, it must have been, right? Because he developed it 20 years after the other one, right?
Exactly. So what did he do between that? George Lucas. I mean,
well, he was in Indiana Jones too, right? So that
doesn't count. You know why? Because of Steven Spielberg. Now he's a great filmmaker.
Yeah.
He's made many movies, actual films during the years, okay, so thank you
he's
for...
pretty consistent. I mean, he's made some duds, but he's pretty consistent, yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So many years they're going to make some lesser movies. But Indiana Jones, I feel like Indiana Jones is, on the same level as a Star Wars. But Star Wars gets so hyped up so much more than Indiana Jones. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't either. Like I said...
Or, other movies of that ilk, I guess.
I mean, I guess...
I don't get the popularity of it so much. Star Trek, I guess, is more mature, but nobody talks about Star Trek.
Yeah, it's weird that Star Trek isn't as popular. I mean, I think it was more popular when it was a show.
Yeah.
And there are dedicated fan bases, but I think for whatever reason, like Star Trek hasn't been able to really reach out to younger audiences for a while. Like even the old shows, like you could watch as a young person, but I think you would appreciate it more because there's a lot more science involved.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
You know, there was like different languages and stuff, and kids don't really want to watch that shit. But you know, that being said, like I watched some video where they broke down the Star Wars prequels, and like the first three, they're talking about like trade policy and shit.
Yeah,
like, who
exactly.
But I mean,
it's boring.
Yeah,
it became a worse version of Star Trek.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why, but I guess like Star Wars was always kind of geared to younger audiences for some reason. Like when I was a kid, I thought Star Wars was great. Even like
I didn't
like Attack of the Clones, but I remember thinking like the Phantom Menace. When I saw Phantom Menace, I was like 4 or 5 years old. I was like, this movie's amazing. Darth Maul has some double lightsaber.
I didn't feel the same way. I never loved Star Wars like that. I like
some people don't.
I played the games, like the one on PlayStation where
Battlefront.
Not Battlefront.
Knights of the Old Republic.
I don't know. I haven't played those. It's
those
like it was
popular.
just it was one of those PlayStation games, like original PlayStation. It had Samuel L. Jackson, the one.
Mace Windu, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was, but I have more experience with the games, and then I've watched the prequels, and I don't get it. And I go back, and I'm like, oh, these are good movies. I understand the impact of it, but I don't get it.
Yeah, I am with you there. Where
it's
I
so
don't
old.
Get why it's so massive, because it's not. I don't think it deserves the acclaim that it gets, and it's not above criticism, which it feels like at times. People say it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're always trying to recapture the magic, like the third trilogy. What's the first called? What's the first one's called?
The first couple.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Episode
the very first
7, I think.
Of the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Episode 7 is Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
It's basically the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're just retelling the same story, I guess, for the new generation. And I don't get it. It's a good movie, but it doesn't leave an impact on me at all.
I was like.
And the second one wasn't good to me.
The Last Jedi?
Yeah, I like
I thought that one was pretty. I thought that one gets unfairly shit on, but my point is,
but it's not like excellent.
Yeah, I get why. Yeah, no, it's not in any way. It's like a solid movie, but
I think
it's not,
people's love of it just makes it like it puts it at a highest pedestal. Like, oh my god.
Yeah,
like, it's so great. I know, like the second one's not as.
Yeah, The Last Jedi is pretty like reviled actually by a lot of people, especially Star Wars fans. Like, this isn't Star Wars. This isn't Star Wars. Luke Skywalker's
exactly.
evil. Like, and
they're just trying to recreate the same thing. Oh, Star Wars. It's Star Wars. Like
you can't win though. Like with the new trilogy, like it was destined to fail. I think because of like you do the new one right, and everyone's like, it's a New Hope. I've already seen this movie. It's the same as the first movie. And then you do the second one, which is like completely different than any other Star Wars movie they've ever made. And you're like, this is not Star Wars. It's like, what do you want? Exactly. You know, like I kind of get why it failed because I don't think studios knew what to do with it. You know, they didn't know how to please fans, and but you know, it was gonna make money no matter what. I think
exactly. I think that's the only thing they're going for now.
It's amazing though. You're right though. It is amazing that it's like is massive and such a moneymaker as it is. I don't really have an answer for it because I don't know, and I like it.
I like it, but I just don't. I
like it a lot more than you do, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But even I am like a casual fan. There are people who love it. Like
people
you said,
have
they
tattoos.
Yeah.
It's even deeper love than Harry Potter. Like I don't see anything even close to Star Wars.
No, there's nothing will ever match Star Wars. I don't think. You know, in cultural, like in terms of like cultural impact in movies.
It's like a religion, like almost.
Yeah.
You got it.
I don't think almost. I think you can be
basically,
Jedi.
Yes. Like, May the 4th, like that's the day.
Yeah.
May the 4th, like I don't get it.
Like
I wish I got it.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And like people, I would understand if you were raised on Star Wars like back then, but like you've seen movies that probably done better than Star Wars.
There's a million movies that are better than Star Wars.
Yeah, and like even Mass Effect, I think is better than Star Wars, and it's like kind of similar.
That one's more like Star Trek, I think, because it's probably more grounded.
It's more. I mean,
here's the thing about Star Wars.
It's very similar.
Star Wars is like. I mean, I haven't actually played Mass Effect, but just I've seen like the trailers.
It's more mature for adults.
Right. It looks more similar to Star Trek to me because like it's like grounded in actual like it could be if like aliens are real, right? Whereas Star Wars is like this isn't Earth.
Fantastical.
Yeah, it's more like just like this is it's like Lord of the Rings in space, I guess. if you think about it. So,
Mhm.
but I don't know.
But grown adults, like, I don't.
There are some great elements to it. It was really imaginative and fun.
Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot of the movies are fun movies. You know,
but I feel like the people are saying it's like the best movies ever.
I don't get why it's as revered as
Yeah.
it is. Yeah. It's kind of baffling to me, and it actually kind of like it's something that sort of frustrates me at times too, because I feel like I like to think that I'm some sort of contrarian, and I like this thing that all these other people like, and you're right. It is frustrating that it's as popular as it is, and it's frustrating that they could go and put out that shit last movie.
Yeah, I heard.
Still make all the money.
Getting worse. That's why I wanted to put it on there. You saying it's not even worth to go see at all?
I thought it was terrible.
Yeah,
I thought The Rise of Skywalker is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Exactly.
I couldn't believe how bad it was. There was so many like. There were parts that worked that the characters were really great, I thought, but the story is so bad it honestly kills the whole movie. Because they spent the whole movie on doing The Last Jedi, right? Basically the whole movie they sent before that, every arc, everything they do, they undo it in this movie. And I don't get why they thought they had to do that,
Yeah.
And they had a lot of complication because Carrie Fisher died. She was supposed to be a big part of it, I think, too, so. And they also, and I don't know why they did this, they had a different director for every movie. Because then they just changed the story. Exactly. Like, you have a different writer, different director. Like, where was the blueprint, for this trilogy? Where was the arc? They changed it every movie.
I would have so much more respect. I probably would like it even more if they didn't make more movie after movie. Do they still have movies planned? Like Rogue One?
Yeah, they do. But it's not going to be like... So what they're doing is like putting a cap on Skywalker's trilogy. So those characters can be gone. But they're going to make Star Wars... They're developing Star Wars movies, just with different characters.
It's more hits. I mean, it's more misses than hits. Like, and it's just going to keep on making money. And I just want new stuff. You know
what I think could be cool is if what they plan to do, like, originally they were going to have a lot of people do different movies. Like, they're going to have the guy who did The Last Jedi do a trilogy of movies on their own. There's a different characters, set in Star Wars universe, but it's completely different characters. I just feel like that will never happen.
Yeah, it's not.
Because I feel like what they found that what they could do with these new movies is like, well, we can, bank on familiar characters. I just can't see a Star Wars movie getting released where it's just what says Star Wars on the name and it has nothing to do with Darth Vader or anything. I can't see it happening.
I feel like it's just more of a commercial than anything now.
Yeah.
Just like a product placement.
Even, like The Mandalorian, right? It's like that show on Disney Plus. It's super popular.
I forgot about that.
Even that. What's in that? Baby Yoda, right?
Yeah.
It's Yoda. Right, so even this thing that's completely... I mean, that one, I guess, is supposed to be a little bit more in continuity with the rest of the movies, but still, like, they just can't put out any piece of Star Wars without, like, relating back to something from the old one, you know?
Like, Boba Fett. Like, he was worked up so much as to be, like, just the coolest character ever, but he's, like, in the movie for a little bit.
Yeah, like 30 seconds.
Yeah, and then he dies in like the most terrible way, like a dumbass.
A lot of people criticize the Boba Fett death. You're not doing well. It's the hardcore Star Wars fan.
But I don't get like I was expecting because I think he was in the prequels, right?
Yeah, it's the kid. Yeah, he was in it because like his dad was in Attack of the Clones. Yeah,
they talk up these characters so much and they just fall flat for me. I feel like, but the original ones, like the characters in it, they're memorable, but they keep on reusing them. They need to like just distance themselves.
Even like Harrison Ford shows up as Han Solo in the newest one. He dies in The Force Awakens, right?
Yeah.
He shows up in the new one as a ghost, but like.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It's like a vision that Kylo has because he has this redemption, which also just is like, they spent so much time in the last movie like ending his redemption. Like, they're just undoing shit. They're just undoing everything they just did.
All right, man. See.
But no,
I don't get it.
I agree.
I need to talk to a Star Wars super fan.
Yeah, you kind of don't get that with me. You get like the fan, but I'm not. I don't. I've seen all the movies. I like them a lot. I have T-shirts with stormtroopers and shit on it. I like Star Wars. Clearly, but I am definitely not the like super fan that's gonna be like Star Wars is the greatest piece of media, all this cultural leadership, philosophy, and it's not that great.
Yeah, and
it's okay.
It's so like This thing is like I feel embarrassed just to have like a Star Wars because I feel like it's not this. It's just a commercial product. It's not. There's no art.
It does feel.
It's
that
so
way at times,
commercialized, and I feel like everybody likes it, and they don't know why. I feel like they just like it because everybody else likes it.
Yeah, I don't think
You're supposed to like Star Wars, or like love it.
It kind of like cements you as like a geek or whatever.
Yeah, like you. Yeah.
It's like a part of geek culture, so in order to be a geek, you have to like it, which is some bullshit.
Like
but
your starter, starter kit. Like, I like Star Wars.
Yeah. No, you make a lot of good points. And I honestly wish I could tell you that I disagree with you, so this would be more of a debate. But I actually feel the same way. Because it's been like... Because I've always thought that too. It was like, this is good. And it's cool. But I just wonder what would have happened if we like put some of this money into some new ideas. Some new franchises. Back to, I guess, a full circle kind of thing. But, like, we keep putting the same, logo on stuff and expecting success. And it's just not really working. And Star Wars is a really good example of that.
I guess we just got the audience to blame because they keep on coming to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I had to see how it finished, though, right?
Yeah,
like, I was invested in the characters, and... Like, I didn't know they were going to completely betray every arc that they had set up. So, if I had known that, I wouldn't have gone. But,
new ideas never get greenlit.
Yeah.
And if they do, they don't put the machine behind it.
Yeah. Sucks. Fuck you, George Lucas.
Star Wars is still great, though. The original is one of the most... Influential. It
changed
the
game.
Lightsabers cool. Darth Vader cool.
It's cool. Yeah.
Like Death Star cool, man. It's cool, but let it die.
Yeah.
Please.
Let a good thing end.
Please. For once. For once, man. That's just like I'm just trying to learn. Like that's why I'm just figuring out. Like just too much of a good thing is just so bad and just kills it for me.
Oh yeah.
That's all I want to talk about. Like that's the message. Stop doing
that was the moral of the story.
Yeah, moral of the story. Please stop doing Star Wars. Do
you have any more overrated stuff to mention or no?
I was gonna say Sonic, but I guess Sonic it's commonplace that Sonic kind of sucks now with the games. Sonic wasn't really that good in the first place. It was good, but there's other games way better like Mario.
Yeah.
Super fans everywhere of Mario. People live and die by that. And I grew up with Sonic. I go back to Sonic Adventure 2, it's not good. I don't get it. And the original, like, 2 and 3 are good, but I don't get it.
It is crazy as massive as it is. I'll say that, yeah.
I'd be embarrassed if I was a Sonic fan. I don't get it. It's so, and his character is so lame, too.
Yeah.
It's I don't know some 90s character.
I remember when I was a kid, I thought Sonic was the coolest looking thing ever, but...
I thought it was cool, but I never loved Sonic. I don't get it, but I don't want to talk about Sonic as much. It's fine. People look down upon Sonic more, but now the movie's gonna make him more popular.
It looks so terrible. I'm sorry. It looks like the worst movie ever.
The first trailer I could never get over.
We talked about this is the last podcast. I was watching it again, and we talking about the Gangster's Paradise thing.
I can't believe it. I want to meet the person who greenlit. Like, oh yeah, that's a good design. Wow, he looks like a horrifying rat. Terrible. Obviously whoever animated and made that fucking character never seen Sonic in my life. And I don't even love Sonic like that. But they're gonna do that. They're gonna show it to millions of people.
It's weird.
That's why they spent so much money trying to change it because it looked terrible and they terrible fucking jokes and then the Gangster Paradise. Okay, I don't want to.
I can't believe that movie.
It made me so mad.
It made a lot of money.
I know. I already knew it was going to make a lot of money.
I was surprised.
People love Sonic. I don't understand it. My childhood. I had a Genesis. Oh, you like a Nintendo? I like Genesis. I like Sonic. Like, go back and play it, please.
Yeah, it's
You're
really
not gonna like it.
It's not that great.
You're not gonna. You can go back and play Mario games. They're great. Still, I'm telling you. Oh, okay.
Do you have anything else overrated? I probably have some stuff, but I think I mentioned everything I want to mention. So.
Yeah, one more thing, I guess. Kanye West, My Dark Twisted Fantasy is like lauded as the greatest thing ever.
Gets a lot of praise, yeah.
the first half of the album, I can say that, but the second half is weak. Devil in the New Dress is a weak concept, and I don't. People are saying it's like one of the best songs ever. No, the Posse cut with Jay-Z and all them, not a weak song. It's a weak song, and people are saying it's one of the best albums, like hip hop albums of all time. The first half is good, the second half is weak. I just wanted to say that. Also, Yeezus is some trashy, wannabe experimental hip hop that I don't like. I like Black Skinhead, and that's it.
I think we're listening.
But I still like some Kanye West songs, but albums. But no, stop it.
Yeah, he needs to retire. He needs to stop. He needs to retire from the public eye too. He needs to stop talking.
You will never. But that's overrated.
Man.
So,
all right. That.
You got anything else?
No. I've talked enough about
next week or next time. We're probably talking about underrated stuff. How about that?
Underrated. I can do that. That'd be probably a lot more positive.
Yeah, but that was fun doing that.
Yeah.
Some anger and frustration.
Yeah, vented out a lot of frustration.
Yeah,
I feel, but it was cathartic.
Yeah.
All right. So your challenge. What did you think of Moonrise Kingdom?
Moonrise Kingdom, directed by Wes Anderson, came out 2002. I liked it, but I didn't love it.
Okay, fair enough.
Now, I've seen Rushmore movies by him, Wes Anderson. Rushmore and also Isle of Dogs.
I've never seen Rushmore. What is that?
It's one of his first movies. Came out in '98. It has Bill Murray and also the guy. He's in the movie.
Edward
Jason. Was it Jason? The guy.
Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
It's like a romance. Like he falls in love with his teacher. And he's trying to get with. It's a good movie. I've seen it in class. Now the story behind Moonrise Kingdom is two 12-year-old, a girl and a boy, Sam and Lucy, fall in love. It takes place in 1960s on an isolated island. I enjoy. It has the style of Wes Anderson. I love like everything, like you said before. It's like a diorama. It's very like a fat, like it's not really like a lot of camera movement. It's like a flat plane.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like pans. And like it's the style. Like he's an auteur.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And I like that. I enjoy that. I guess I don't really like the setting of it. It didn't like in the Scouts. That's like my main criticism. I wasn't feeling it, and I think the performances were okay. Now I do like the movie a lot. I like when they go into the forest. They're trying to run away from like their parent. One of them, Sam, he's an orphan, and also Lucy, she's she just hates her mother.
Yeah, kind of.
She's cheating on his. I like that dynamic of them. Like when they go in the woods, like they speak like they're not even kids. Like and so dry. Like in West awkward. In West, they're so awkward. Yeah. I really like. That's one of my favorite parts of the movies when they go in the woods and like they're just talking. And, like these people don't talk like this. And I always enjoy that about Wes Anderson movies. They're so dry and like they're straight to the point.
Yeah,
it's no. Like when they first introduced like, she has interest in he has interest in her. Like she's dressed up as the crow.
It's a raven, yeah.
Oh, raven. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, what bird are you? And the little girl was like, no, I asked you.
What bird are you?
I appreciate that. And that's like the quirks of a Wes Anderson movie, but I don't know. It just didn't click with me as much as I thought it would be. But I still enjoyed it a lot, and I liked what they were trying to say. Like as a kid, you're trying to like you want to live in the fantasy world because like she's like reading the books, like fantasy books, and I enjoyed that part. And they're saying you're gonna have to grow up eventually, face the world, like doing more adult things. You can't run away from life. I think that's what I got from it. Yeah. And eventually, it just I don't know. It didn't click with me as much as I thought it would be, but I still enjoyed it a lot. I wanted to love it, but I didn't love it. I enjoyed it a lot, though.
I'm glad you at least enjoyed it and didn't hate it.
No, I didn't know. I didn't hate it at all. I enjoyed it a lot. Maybe it just wasn't my...
I don't even think it's his best movie. It's just the one that I own, so I was like, I can loan this to you. I actually want to watch Grand Budapest Hotel again, because I think it was probably better.
Better?
That's probably his best movie that I've seen.
What do you think about Moonrise Kingdom?
I love it. It's one of my favorites, but like
Why do you like it?
Visually at the time I had not seen anything like it. So like it was the first Wes Anderson movie I think I saw. Actually no, I saw Fantastic Mr. Fox first.
See, yeah, that's
But which I like the animation in that, but I remember falling asleep during it. I
Mhm.
can't remember like what it's about. Like, and I don't think I ever watched it again. But I love Moonrise Kingdom. So it was actually the first Wes Anderson movie where like I knew this was Wes Anderson and I liked it. And it set the stage I think for probably Grand Budapest, which was like his next one after that, which probably was my favorite movie of his that I've seen.
That's when he got popular because before that nobody really.
Yeah, it was kind of under the radar,
Mhm.
you know. So I mean, like Moonrise Kingdom, I just kind of like I think I had to watch it for class actually, because my teacher like assigned it at the time, and so I watched it like I've never seen anything like this. I love the quirkiness of it, so I think that's probably why it has such a special place in my heart. Is like it's the first exposure to Wes Anderson that I had.
I've seen other movies by him, so I think
maybe that's probably why.
Effect.
Yeah.
See, because I enjoyed. What do you enjoy more, Isle of Dogs or How would you rank his movies?
Probably
what have you seen?
Grand Budapest would be top.
Mm-hmm.
Probably then Moonrise. I probably like Moonrise Kingdom more.
Then Isle of Dogs.
I like Isle of Dogs a lot though too. It's the same like sense of humor.
It is.
Dry and, but both. I mean, all are great. I don't know. But I probably just like Moonrise Kingdom more for some reason. I just like the cast and I like the quirkiness. I love the way the adults are kind of childish.
Yeah.
And the kids are kind of
nobody feels like they should be acting how they.
Yeah.
They feel like aliens.
It's so weird.
It's like, what do you?
Yeah.
Are you an adult? Why is there only one police officer? It's like so strange.
Yeah, and I just love that. I love the seriousness of the scouts, like how they're like an army, like, and Edward Norton's like morale at camp is really low today. Shit like that.
I guess it didn't hit for me as much because I've never liked Boy Scout settings and like.
I've never really seen too many. I never was a Boy Scout or anything. But
they do that.
I thought it was funny because it seemed like it was a parody of it, and so I just thought that was funny. And I guess I don't know, for some reason it just really stuck with me, you know.
And yeah, I feel like I need to watch it again and see like really just like let the movie soak in because I was like trying to be analytical. That maybe just like. Just watch it and just enjoy it. Yeah, but I do enjoy it. I enjoyed it. I thought I would love it though, like kind of like Isle of Dogs. Maybe because it was just animated.
Yeah, or maybe it was just like it wasn't like certain movies are just like that. If the setting doesn't really click with you, you can't really get into it. Which like Isle of Dogs was one that like you would automatically kind of be like interested in it no matter what, even if you never heard of Wes Anderson. So no, that makes sense. Yeah. You get to live another day. Don't worry.
Do I?
Yeah.
But I need to check out Grand Budapest.
I think you might. I don't know if you'll like that. I mean, the setting, that one's like a hotel in like Europe, but I just think it's so funny. Like that movie is just fucking hilarious. So that's probably why you'll like that one more. It's just, I think it's his best movie, but I've only seen like a couple. I haven't seen his like older work at all. You know, so. But yeah, I would recommend you watch Grand Budapest next, but I don't have like access to it. I want to watch it again myself, so.
Is it on? It might be on Netflix or something like that.
It's not on Netflix.
It's not?
No, I went to go check because I wanted to watch it.
I do want to watch it. Is Bill Murray in that too? He's in every one of his movies.
Can't remember Bill Murray's in it. I know the main guy is Ralph Fiennes, who played Voldemort, Harry Potter. And it has like a lot of cameos by a lot of people like Adrian Brody and shit.
I like how he uses big names and
just tiny roles.
Like Bruce Willis seems so out of place.
Yeah, that's funny. That's probably Bruce Willis is like my favorite movie of his.
Really?
Yeah, because he's like it's not him.
It's not at all.
It's the complete opposite of Bruce Willis, so it's funny. Yeah, but okay. Something in my eye.
You crying?
No.
Okay,
no.
So I challenged him to listen to Cannibal Ox, the Cobain. What you think of it?
I've already heard Cannibal Ox before. I actually had a couple songs saved. I guess I think you told me about this years ago.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? This was it's nice. I wish more hip hop in general sounded like this.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I kind of just like did it at service level. I did like 1 or 2 listens on my way to work or whatever. And yeah, no, it's really great. I think like just in general, like they're both really great. It's produced by LP, so the production is. I was like, I know I could tell. I could just tell like there's that LP.
He's
like,
in it too. He's in 2 songs.
Yeah, he was in one of them or 2 of them. Yeah, so I could definitely just tell though it has a very like Run the Jewels feel in terms of like how it's produced and everything. And yeah, no, it's great. It's like that's the kind of hip hop honestly I want to listen to. So
that's crazy. That's new. That's because it's so.
I don't always have to have singing. Like I want like music.
It's just straight up hip hop.
No, it is. But but if you listen to like,
but it's experimental. Go ahead.
Yeah, if you listen to like what's actually happening, there's like flutes and shit. There's like instruments getting thrown in there. That's what I want to listen to is like hip hop that like infuses like, or I guess organic sounding instruments. It doesn't sound like a drum machine the whole time. Like it sounds like a.
It's in it. It's definitely in it, but it adds more.
Yeah.
Like he adds more to it.
Yeah.
But what else does anything stand out?
There's a couple lyrics that I thought of because I listened to it like Tuesday,
yeah,
and I was like, oh, I'm gonna talk about that lyric. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah,
but there was definitely a couple times where I was like, ooh.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I'm doing the whole entire time.
Yeah.
So.
I like that they talked about the stuff they talked about too. Like I think one was just talking about kind of like a relationship and being like really
the F word.
Or something. Yeah, the F word.
Yeah, the only song that has like anything to do with like a relationship. It's more, and it's not as like this whole album is like a dystopian New York, I guess sounding.
I like that they talked about how much they hate New York.
Oh yeah,
because
so that's what the album is about. Yeah, and I picked it because of that because you lived in New York and you've seen the real underbelly or like the actual real New York.
Can I tell you something else? I thought this album came out like recently.
No,
and I looked up on Wikipedia and I was like, wow, this album that long ago.
Album is almost 20 years old this year.
I would bring that up because New York is a little bit different now, but I still hated it. So it's
probably worse. I mean, I don't know, but they transport you to like New York and like the real New York. Like it's not at all what it seems like. Because I've been to New York before and I went to Manhattan. Seen Times Square, but you see how like the real side of it. Like there's trash everywhere. There's homeless people like
everywhere.
I thought that was a lot in Detroit. Like you could see in downtown Detroit, like it's much worse looking there at Detroit, but New York, there's homeless people everywhere.
Times Square even.
Yeah.
Like
you think like that's the mecca of like the United States, like
capitalism and
and the definition of it, but you see it and that's the real side of New York. And I feel like and they capture it so well. Like the production and the lyrics. Like they started the album off like let me look it up. Like he just says life's ill. Like they started like life's ill and it just goes straight up. Like the lyrics and the music match up so well. It's like dark. It sounds like it was made in like a dirty basement, like in the future, like outer space sounding, like futuristic sounding music.
Yeah.
And beats and like some I've never heard before. I found this out. I think I mentioned this before. I looked up a list of the best albums of the 2000s, like hip hop albums, and this was on here. I never heard of it. And like Cannibal Ox. And then I listened to it. I'm like, wow, I've never heard anything quite like that at all. And it makes sense either. And it just started me a path of going deeper into like the backlog, like underground.
Yeah.
So LP, he started a record company called Def Jux. They got sued by Def Jam for like sounding similar, so they changed it to Definitive Jux. They're on it. Cannibal Ox, Aesop Rock. You heard of him, right?
Yeah.
He's on it. LP, Cage. He's another popular one. But they were like underground. Like, oh, we're not gonna be commercial because after the history lesson in hip hop. I'm sorry, I had to go into it. And after Biggie and Tupac died, it started going commercial. Like before that, hip hop was not seen.
Yeah.
Like it was all underground. Like that's how it was formed. But P. Diddy, Jay-Z, they started making more commercial, like the Jiggy area, like dancing, like more like commercial side songs, and like it was starting to lose the edge of hip hop, like about lyrics, like real stuff, instead of like like materialistic things also. So like they said, fuck that. They're going to like make their own record label and they're gonna make their own music and all that, and then they make this like this is probably the best hip hop album I've ever heard.
Damn, really? You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Better than like To Pimp a Butterfly?
Yes, I think it's better.
Wow.
Now, for a conceptual album, I think it's better, of course, but in terms of straight up hip hop, what I want from hip hop, this is the best. I think
Wow.
This album is a hour and 20 minutes long.
Yeah, it's long.
And I can listen to it straight through. I've been listening to it all week and I didn't get tired of it. Every line is like memorable. Like okay, the two members of Cannibal Ox is Vast Air. Vast Air and Volder Mega. Like I don't know if you can tell which one who was who.
I didn't even look at pictures of them.
Yeah, I don't.
Any like voices? I mean.
Yeah, voices.
No, they sounded pretty similar. Yeah.
Yeah, they sound similar, but one of them is like he's more like slick, like charismatic, rapping. Like it's more slower. Vast Air. But Mega, like he says his name so much, like Mega. Like their lyrics match so much to the music, and it's very philosophical, spiritual. Like battle raps, they run the gamut of everything, and everything is so much quotable lines. He said like one of the first songs, "I Galaxy," they set the scene of like how shitty like their lives can be in New York, like because they think they're from Harlem, like Harlem, Brooklyn, Queens, like you don't hear about that, and he says like, what did he say? Oh, New York. You love New York, but New York doesn't love you. And like they talk about that. I don't want to say the lines because I don't want to do it. I don't do it justice but they're spitting like hard, like bars after bars.
Yeah.
And like you can get that from that, but there's actual songs. The song "Painkiller." It sounds like you're on the drugs, like it's woozy beat, and like they're talking about like, oh, you don't need drugs to like, deal with the pain. Like that doesn't help. And then there's towards the end of the album, like one of my favorite songs of all time, "Pigeon." Starts with like the guitar riff. I don't even remember that. It's like one of the only songs that has a guitar riff in it. And it's like it's so great. And they use the metaphor for a pigeon. Like they're just a pigeon in New York. Oh, they're just scrapping by barely, like eating piece of crust, like scraps, but like they're proud of it. Like they're like that's not going to stop them. Like pigeons are like the lowest form of bird, but they're better than that. Like they're just because they're in New York, they're poor. They're like they have to rob or like sell drugs. They're gonna get past that, And then the next song it transitions into Scream Phoenix. Like Scream Phoenix, like reincarnated into a phoenix, like the highest bird, and like it matches with the sound too, like being reanimated. It's like spiritual, like gospel almost. Like and I think like LP, this is like one of the best produced albums ever in hip hop, and like I just couldn't believe what I was hearing like the first time. It can be so much more. It has like a traditional beats, like boom bap beats, like the drum machine, like you say, but it's still innovative in like what they use extra.
Well, I thought a lot of it, even when like you use like drum machines and shit, just the way that, like I never felt like anytime listening to any song on this album I was like, oh, that's some boring shit I've heard before.
Yeah,
it always felt like fleshed out. I think that's the big difference with me is like the best word I think to describe it is color. When I talk about music, it's just when something sounds whole, when it doesn't sound like empty to me. I hear it in pop music even like Ariana Grande songs or Ed Sheeran songs even, especially pop music today. It's like it sounds empty to me.
Yeah.
And this album, even though it's hip hop, I find it a lot more in hip hop than I do in other music because a lot of times it's pretty stripped back. Usually it's just like some bare.
Yeah, there's no love to it.
But this one definitely had it.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
And he produced the whole entire album. I feel like this is his album. This is his best produced album, and I'll put this against any other hip hop album. Even the To Pimp a Butterfly. I know that's like has more sounds that
sacrilege.
Hey, it tells us like such a like concrete story, but for me, like the beats are there. Like this is what I like in hip hop. It's like hard hitting beats, but still like futuristic. Like it's like a monster's coming out of you, like out of the speakers, like this weird sounds that I've never heard before. And this is his one verse on Ridiculoid. He's like, he has like nastiest verse ever. He's talking about explode like your face with the acid inside my stomach, bitch and purrs. I live in 37 blurs. Like his rhyming style is so unique, and everybody in it is like spitting so hard, and I fucking love it.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to describe because you just gotta listen to it, and it flows so effortlessly. Like I think there's only like a couple songs that are like weaker than other, but songs like Iron Galaxy, the F word like you said, Ridiculoid, Stress Rap, Pigeon, Painkiller, Real Earth, like some of the best songs I ever heard, hip hop songs, and I can listen to it all the time. So imaginative, and exactly what I want. I want like traditional hip hop sounding beats, traditional battle raps. You got that, and also songs about like topics like introspective hip hop, and also like philosophical, like all the stuff I like in hip hop and experimental. So it's not safe, but it's still traditional.
Yeah.
And it's like a good working in between.
Yeah, definitely a healthy balance of that. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's hard for me to describe it. I just think you just gotta listen to it. And I feel like if I can name one hip hop album that's what I want. That's the perfect hip hop. That is the quintessential hip hop album that I want more of. And you should look back, and you want to be a rapper, you need to be as good as this or Colgate. Strive for that. Is Cannibal Ox, the Cold Vein. Now, Cannibal Ox, you think this is going to be like, oh, a great starting point. This is their debut album. They only made 2 albums, and the second one's not good. And they made it in 2015. And they didn't produce it with LP. And I feel like LP, he made his album for them. Like, they needed him. And I feel bad, like, but it just shows like how much of a great producer he is. And actually, you're going to go see him, right?
Run the Jewels, yeah.
And like that's time period between like 97 to 2007, like 10-year period. Like some of the best, most innovative, most like hard hitting, like forward thinking songs I ever heard in any genre. And now I think he scaled it back a little bit more because he got more popularity. I'm happy for him, but I feel like he kind of lost his edge, LP, and that was his prime. And I feel like he's the best rapper / producer ever. I'll put it against anybody, and I just like his style so much. I know he's not for everybody, but it's nothing. It's nothing. He has a style of his own. And he created it, and I feel like a lot of people were influenced by this album. And I know they were, because I hear a lot in like other acts in hip hop, underground hip hop, and I think this could be possibly the best hip hop album of all time, better than The Pimp a Butterfly.
I mean, I don't listen to probably enough hip hop to like really combat you there.
More traditional.
But I will say I did love it a lot. I did, and actually I agree with you. Like if I'm gonna listen to like a hip hop album, like this is what I want. I want more stuff that sounds like this. So
you get stuff like that, but you only get it from LP. I'm sorry. He just has a sound that he's just so unique, and it's hard to replicate.
It is unique, and he really pulls from a lot of different sounds.
Yeah,
it's nothing like I feel like every song on there had its own feel and life to it, and that's what I want out of music in general, not just hip hop or any genre. I want that kind of thing. I want every song to have its own energy, its own life to it. So yeah, I did like it. I liked it. I probably will love it when I listen to it more, but I only listened to it like twice.
Yeah,
but I did say
it's a long album.
Yeah, but I did think that there was definitely there was some moments I was like,
Yeah.
You know, I was like in traffic listening to it, pissed and angry.
Oh, that's the perfect time.
It's
perfect time to listen to it because there's a lot of frustration in the album.
Yeah, I could hear. It was venting out of me. Yeah.
Stress rap. This is where I rest at NY City. But nothing to stress cats. I'm sorry. I've been listening to it for 10 years and I still get new stuff from it, and it always surprises me.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm gonna give it a couple more listens too before I put it down. I won't ever put it down probably, but I'm just saying like I'm gonna give it a couple listens before I like decide how I feel about it. But I'll say right now, initial reaction is very positive. So
I'm happy for that.
yeah.
I'm
If you're gonna
surprised.
suggest me hip hop,
Yeah.
from now on, I want it to sound like this. So
I'll suggest you more LP. Well,
there's got to be more than just LP out there.
Yeah, there is, but this is the almost perfect hip hop album to me.
Okay.
Basically everything I want in it.
I see why you like this a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised you like. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. I
You enjoyed it?
yes.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I'm gonna probably watch Moonrise Kingdom again because I want just.
You
a
don't
second
have
viewing.
to feel like you.
No,
love
I
it
want
as
to
much
because
as
I enjoyed it, but I want a second view and give it a second chance
Okay.
to actually love it. See if I
Alright.
can. But if I don't, I don't. It's fine. What was
I
that?
don't know why I did that. I'm tired.
Oh, yes, I am too.
Yeah,
But
and my phone battery is dying, so we need to wrap this.
Oh,
shit
okay,
up.
alright.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you going to challenge me today?
I challenge you to an album that I actually only listened to this album all the way through today. I've heard songs off of it before, but I listened to it the first time all the way through today. So the album is by Spiritualized. The band is called Spiritualized, and the album is Ladies and Gentlemen, We Are Floating in Space.
I like it.
Yeah, it's
Space.
like, it is like space. It's like hard to describe. It's like soundscapey. Some of the songs I didn't really think were that great, but like the first couple are really like immersive. Like you're just kind of like surrounded by sound, and it's so weird. I actually really think you'll like this one. I'm gonna guess you're gonna actually like this one, but we'll find out. It kind of reminds me of, it's more accessible than like Shoo Shoo, but it's kind of
Everything's more.
but in terms of like the sound, like amount of sound and like a scope of sound, it's kind of similar in that vein where it's just a lot going on all the time, layers upon layers. So I think, and it's very spacey, so I think you'll like it.
Should I suggest you another hip hop album? That's
What do you
really
got,
good.
man? What do you got in the pipeline?
I don't want to keep on doing the same thing. I mean, I got
You do whatever.
an album and an anime.
What's the anime?
Fully Cooley.
The fuck?
Exactly. You're gonna be saying that. Oh, I don't want to give it away. Which one do you want? You want an album or?
Well, what did you give me this week? You gave me an album. So yeah, I'd rather change it up.
Okay, it should be on Hulu. If it's not on Hulu, you gotta let me know because I don't have it. It's just type in, I think, FLCL or Fully Cooley. Fully Cooley. Yeah, that's what it's called. You're not prepared for this. If you actually watch it. It's 6 episodes, I think. Yeah.
Total?
Yeah.
Let's say just do the whole thing.
Do the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fully Cooley.
Just enjoy.
That scares me. Why are you like
should
this?
be scared.
I just know it's gonna.
You should be scared.
I'm gonna go the deepest, darkest
And
corners of
it's
your
not
mind.
like Cowboy Bebop at all.
Oh,
It's not
my God.
nothing like it.
You're trying to push me to my limits here.
Mm-hmm. Just watch it and enjoy it. Or try to.
I'll watch it, but I can't guarantee the second part. All right.
You good?
I'm good. This
My booty
concludes.
doesn't. My booty is not. It's not good.
Oh, your ass is tired. It's my back. It's mine. We gotta get better at like cutting shit short.
I guess, but no. Everybody loves listening to this. I love listening to it. And
I did like listening to our first one. I haven't listened to the rest yet, but yeah.
And I hope you listen. You enjoy listening to the Preferred Dimension podcast episode unknown.
We will return in
Next
the near future.
Thanks for watching. If you actually got even close to the end, I appreciate it. I appreciate you even clicked play. Thank
Yes, we do appreciate it. Next episode, we're going to try to focus on underrated stuff after talking about all this overrated stuff. And we're going to review our challenges, talking about what we're enjoying that week. And yeah, until then, thanks for watching.